We know you want Jugs' job, but you have to suck that much, Geldy.
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
Friday, you bastards.
Get away and feel the release. Smell the fresh sea air. Take in the unparalleled experience of Cuban rafting on Big Atlantic. It's like a vacation, away from your troubles, your life back home. You're the skipper on a journey to a better place. The only thing between you and your destination is whatever nature has planned for you that day. Unpredictable, breathtaking, life-threatening. Cuban rafting on Big Atlantic. Row your way to something better. Row faster. No, faster. Here come the sharks. You gotta row much faster than that. Row, damn it. Paid for by the U.S. Navy.
Well, I think that was in very poor taste, George, and a lot of your people are going to be really pissed off and fired up. Yeah.
Who?
There were five of them people didn't make it.
The heterosexuals?
Some of your people, right. No, I said Cubans, so I think you're getting really carried away. Anyway, the reason I'm ripping into Geldy was I just, I had another radio accident this morning. I come in the studio here, I open up the pot, take out the seeds.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to No Mo this morning. I guess he had some golf tournament or something. And Geldy's on solo, which is painful by itself. But at any rate, then he goes into a thing about the Panthers and what a successful season and what an improvement over the last couple of years with the 60 points. And blah, blah, blah. Oh, my goodness. And the only call that I heard just ripped him an ass really good. Guy says, how could you say it? It was a disgrace, and they missed the playoff by 11 points. Looks like 14 points to me at the moment, sir. Probably didn't check the scores last night. Islanders won again. Panthers lost again to Carolina, so Atlanta and Carolina both have hopped over Florida in the standings, even though it makes no difference because they're out of the playoff contention. But, see, the idea that you can go year after year, season after season, and not even really contend seriously for the playoffs is pretty embarrassing. That's not what the public wants. So the franchise is in a lot of trouble, which Geldy doesn't want to admit because he wants the job radio broadcaster, which Jugs McDonald's retiring this season at the end of the year in 5 more games. So Geldy wants that job. So naturally he's just going like crazy, being the biggest suck-up in the world. And it's pathetic. You have no credibility, Geldy. It's just embarrassing.
Oh, but they had such a good year, and the kids in the organization.
Yeah, right. Season after season after season, fewer and fewer season ticket holders, more and more empty seats, more and more people who bought tickets disguised as empty seats, more giving away free tickets, which people aren't even using. I'll tell you, that organization, as much as I'm a big hockey fan, how about those Leafs? It's a miracle. I don't know what the hell's going on with them. But at any rate, that's enough hockey talk now. We got Elizabeth Hurley behind the beaded curtain today, if you're over the age of 100. And you have 15 permission slips. And nobody ain't looking. You can take a peek. I'm not a big Elizabeth Hurley fan in terms of her physical beauty. But then again, what do I know?
She's adequate.
Huh?
She'll do.
Adequate, that's what I said. Adequate, but certainly not in the same league as some of the other people we've had on there. But she'll do, like you said. Elizabeth Hurley, before we get to that, very bad story again. And, of course, the media aren't paying too much attention to this anymore because they've got bigger fish to fry than dead American soldiers. And the administration doesn't want to talk about dead soldiers because it's bad news. And it reminds people again of this grotesque, unacceptable conflict that their Führermeister has gotten us immersed in. Separate attacks north and west of Baghdad yesterday killed 3 U.S. troops, military sources said. A U.S. Marine was killed and 2 wounded yesterday in an ambush west of Fallujah. And early Thursday, a roadside bomb in Baqaba killed a U.S. soldier, wounded 2 others. Also, 1 U.S. soldier was killed, another wounded Wednesday in an attack north of Baghdad. So the statistics keep mounting. We're getting very close to 600 people coming back in coffins or body bags or whatever. And you won't see that because the media are, they're going right along. They're goose-stepping right along. We don't want to see that because that's not good for El Presidente. I want to thank that lady that faxed or called in about, I guess she called in the other day, about fundrace.org. I had more fun with that.
More fun?
This morning, in just a few minutes. That's amazing. You can go on that thing, and you can type in somebody's name, or you can type in your own zip code or a neighbor's name or zip code, and pops up there their name, their address, their occupation, how much they donated, and who they donated to. You can donate a maximum of $2,000 to any candidate. I punched in Donald Trump for fun, and being, of course, just the kind of clown that he is.
I'd like to punch Donald Trump for fun.
He donated $2,000 to John Kerry and $2,000 to George W. Bush. It's called covering your
rectum.
Nice going, Trump. He makes me ill. Poll result from yesterday. Which of these allegedly beautiful people do you think is the ugliest, grotesque? And Sarah Jessica Parker, man, that was Georgia's choice, and she wins in a landslide. There was nobody even close.
Woo, beastly.
Nobody could touch her. 518 votes for Sarah. Paris Hilton, needle nose won, 292. Sandra Bernhard, 183, and her brother Saint. Fabio, 133. He topped all the guys, and rightfully so. A disgusting, grimy, hairy, gross-looking thing. Tori Spelling, 94. J-Lo, 82. Courtney Love, 70. Julia Roberts, 68. Justin Tinkerbell, 67. Madonna, 61. Donald Trump, 54, who donated $2,000 to John Kerry and $2,000 to George Bush. Meryl Streep, 49. Pink, 40. Naomi Campbell, 40. Pam Anderson. How many Pam Anderson have?
About 30, man.
Cher, 28. Jackie Johnson, 28. Tom Cruise, 26. Betty Davis, 25. Christina Aguilera and Deion Sanders, 24. Lil' Kim, 20. Sandra Bullock, 17. Uma Thurman, 13. Mark Anthony, 13. He is grim. Jennifer Aniston, 13. Jamie Lee Curtis, a dozen. Owen Wilson, 11. I still don't know who that is. Katharine Hepburn, 9. Kate Moss, 6. Lauren Hutton, 6. Marlena Dietrich, 2. Richard Gere had only 1. But he said it was a cute one. Now, you told me so. Well, let me get to Elizabeth Hurley, then we'll get into that. Because I am aghast. I'm just amazed that there are people in this audience and people in this community and people on this station, by the way, who are on the air, who don't understand the seriousness of this whole FCC business. Like I don't have better things to do than get all bent out of shape about this. And by the way, Scott in New York, Eric has been trying to get a hold of you with the StopFCC.com thing, which we've been working our brains off and trying to brainstorm putting the ads in the USA Today. But we aren't going to proceed until we get some guidance from you or the fact that you still exist. I sure hope they haven't gotten to Scott in New York. You know what I mean? Maybe he vanished. Because he hasn't responded to Eric's emails or his messages or anything else, and we need to coordinate with him. So we're not, I'm not pushing that thing anymore. We've got about 106,000 signatures on there and nearly 13,000 from Florida, so we thank everybody who cared enough to send their very best. But I'm not going to continue pumping on that until we find out what the deal is, right?
Right.
No, I mean, you know, what's the story? He did call in the show after we started talking about it.
A couple times.
And that gave me the impetus to say, okay, well, this guy is serious. He really is going to do something with these signatures and to try to do something to help us out. But anyway, getting back to what I said. The idea that there's anybody out there who thinks that I'm just making this up or we can't play the fart noises anymore, you people need help. You need a lobotomy.
One after another at these appearances that
come on. And what are they saying?
They're saying, no, really. What, you know, they think it's a publicity stunt.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the feud with Mo.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Everything
right,
I do on this show, I mean, if you've listened for more than 5 minutes, you should know when I'm being serious and when I'm just funning around, okay? The feud with Mo there's no fun involved with that.
Absolutely.
I mean, everybody in the building just despises that cretin like crazy. And as far as the FCC thing, I mean, just stop and think. I know it's difficult to connect the dots sometimes. Stop and think. Howard Stern's been taken off the 6 Clear Channel stations. He's been fined again. All kinds of people are being fined. The 2 guys in Atlanta that got suspended and damn near fired. Bubba the Love Sponge gets fired in Tampa. I guess this must all be a big joke, right? We keep getting lists almost every day of words we can't say, sounds we can't play, and you're telling me that there are people coming up to you and say, oh, gee, is this really serious or is this just a joke? Oh, it was on the front page of the Sun Sentinel. I'm hoping that somebody read it to some of you folks out there. Last Saturday, Tom Jick had a big piece about that, about Neil Rogers and Howard Stern and this one and that one and the chilling effects on free speech that the FCC is going crazy.
All you radio guys are always pulling stunts.
Yeah, right. Must be some kind of a stunt. I mean, it's sad. I could understand that with some people on the air who have no credibility.
Are you sure?
Who are always doing, stunts and phony baloney stuff. This ain't no phony baloney. It's a bunch of baloney. And it is hard to believe that a group of adults would sit around and say, oh, you can't play those fart noises, it's obscene. It's crude something. Coarse. I mean, it is hard to believe that adults would be worrying about such crap, but the fact of the matter is, they are. And all kinds of threats. I mean, what about the bill that says let's make the fine per indecency episode instead of $27,500, we'll make it $275,000, and then on the second and third ones, $500,000 apiece. That's real laughing matter, ain't it? Right. What kind of a moron do you have to be to not take this seriously? Programs are disappearing. They're having a nervous breakdown about Janet Jackson's boobie on the Super Bowl, and that was like 2 months ago. And bada beep, bada boop, bada bow, and these people still don't take it seriously. That is sad. Anyway, Elizabeth Hurley, who was born June 10th, 1965 in Hampshire, England, in the UK. Wanting to be a dancer, Elizabeth Hurley went to ballet boarding school at the age of 12. Oh, look what I just did. Boy, I almost just screwed myself up big time. Slip of the finger can be bad. Anyway, she was in Method 2004 this year. Is that out yet?
Yeah.
It is?
It's out there.
It's out there. Serving Sarah 2002. Bad Boy, Double Whammy, Bedazzled, The Weight of Water, Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, of course, EDTV, My Favorite Martian, 99, how about that? Permanent Midnight, Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, that was the first one. Sure.
Oh, I never knew that was the name of it, though.
Yes.
I've seen it. By the way, he's Canadian. Dangerous Ground.
Hey.
Mike Myers, great Canadian boy, eh? Samson and Delilah. Harrison, Cry of the City. Mad Dog. I mean, she was in... It would take us till 2 o'clock if I read all the list of the movies she's been in. Oh! Good idea. Oh. So anyway, there she is, behind the velvet rope, behind the beaded curtain on neilrogers.com for you to peruse and say, yeah, she ain't too bad. You know, in a moment of desperation, I might think about it, is what some of you were saying. Of course, I wouldn't think about it in any moment, but that's another story. Wow. What you told me, that just blows me away. All the effort that we're exerting and exhorting here and all the energy, and you're telling me that people think it's a joke?
Oh, what a stunt. What you guys are so
of course,
funny.
Then again, you're telling me about the people that show up at the appearances.
Right, well.
You know what I'm saying?
Some others too. See, what they can't believe is how ridiculous it is that you can't play a fart sound, which, yeah. It is hard to believe.
Yeah. I heard Joe Rose, because I hear the pre-delay. I hear everything live as opposed to after the bleeping out. So I heard Joe throw in the A word this morning. I'm not talking Canadian either. It was the whole word. And Zach, of course, dumped it. Nice going, Zach. Thank the Lord for you. And then Joe went into a thing about, well, you know, you dumped me and you're responsible. Am I responsible? I don't think some of my colleagues here get it either, okay? It's not like it's optional, okay? It's not like one of those deals. It's like, do it or bye-bye. It's as simple as that. I got 2 emails from my attorney, Norma Kent, this morning, who continues being a very silly person. 10:13 at 560. By the way, Norm, President Lincoln said he loved to play, but man, his head is still pounding. Hey, if you want to know more about following a low-carb diet, you want the best-tasting, biggest selection of low-carb foods, then head for Delights of West Boca. You can't beat it. Whether you're starting or restarting the Atkins, Sugar Buster, South Beach, or any low-carb, sugar-free diet, Delights of West Boca has always been the #1 low-carb store in the universe, and for good reason, because they got so much good stuff. Over 1,200 low-carb products in stock to choose from, including breads and bagels, cookies, crackers, chips and brownies, chocolates, Carbolite ice cream, pasta, delicious sauces, ketchup, cheesecakes, and lots more. Don't forget, if it's new and great tasting in the low-carb line, Delights will have it first. They're open every day, 7 days a week from 10 to 10. You can always try anything in the store before you buy it. They got a friendly, knowledgeable staff in the store who really know dieting inside and out, and they carry the most complete line of Atkins brands products anywhere. And please keep in mind the Atkins products are on sale today, a week from Shavuos, Easter Sunday, Good Friday, all day, every day. Delights of West Boca. They're on the northeast corner of Glades and 441, right next to Boston Market. You can call them toll-free, 1-877-LOW-CARB. That's LOWCARB. Or on the web, it's lowcarb.com. If you're on any low-carb diet, this store is a must. There's only one Delights of West Boca. It's your official Atkins retail center.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Only $50.
If you're on the radio, you gotta use restraint. So the neocons can govern and control your brain. Don't use obscenities now.
Stop it
There's
right
a reason
now.
for that.
They gain dissension by distorting the facts.
You can officially won't. No, you can't say that.
No!
If you're not very Republican or good Christian, then what you say on the air will be considered a sin. Don't put the president down.
Put him
You'll be
down.
silent for that.
Just like the body count that's back from Iraq.
You can officially won't. No, you can't say that. Better make it clean. With reference to the Lord above or the FCC. We'll find you one day and take your license away. Boys, I could have my radio career destroyed, they'll shut the signal down.
Shut it right down. Except for White House weird neocon hacks.
You being officially wrong.
Oh!
No, you can't say that.
You can't say squat, I'll tell you that right now. In fact, I don't think you can say Sasquatch. It's 10:19 at 560 WQAM. So I looked at that stopfcc.com one last time, and the reason I say one last time is until that Eric notifies me, emails me or whatever, that he's gotten a response from Scott, I'm not going to promote it anymore, you know?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we've got 12,600 signatures from Florida, including most of those from our audience, and we appreciate it, but and a total of 106,131. But Scott, unless you're going to be responsive and work on this with us, I can't afford the luxury of pushing and shoving all these people to do something and then find out, oh well, he was just kidding. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or oh well, he went on vacation or something. I mean, I don't know.
Just something to do.
Right. Here's our poll question today. Maybe this will convince those doubting Thomases, but I doubt it. I don't think they get it.
You doubt it, Thomas?
I'm doubting it, Thomas. With all the censorship going on, which of Neil's comedy bits or songs will you miss the most? And believe you me, you ain't going to be hearing them no more. In fact, that could be our theme song now. Whatever you liked in the past, you won't hear it.
No more.
Yeah.
No more.
If it was funny.
No. No more. No more.
If you liked it in the past.
No more.
Right.
No more.
If it amused you.
No more. No more.
Oh well.
Absolutely.
So I made a short list. There's probably how many thousand?
About 30, man.
That they'll be calling in today. And if you have doubts, I mean, we can clarify that for you. In fact, maybe we can even play it. We can play a little bit so one and find out if you're right or not. Well, these are ones we know that we can't play no more. At least just a few of the ones we know. Now, let's see. Can I read these? Yeah, this one I can read. Sofa.
Right.
King. Well, I have to leave a long separation.
Long
there.
pause there.
It's 16. Woody's in Memphis. Trouser Trout. Holes on Parade. The I-95 whole song. And Fart Sounds. That's a start. Which of these bits are... And thanks to the guy that called me yesterday, it was a good idea, I think. We'll find out if it was a good idea or not. The White House yesterday asked the independent commission investigating the 9/11 terrorist attacks to give National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice another opportunity to talk privately with panel members. And everybody's saying, oh, come on, out in public, Condoleezza, out in the bright sunlight. No.
Shut up.
In a letter to the commission chairman and vice chairman from Counsel Alberto Gonzalez, the White House said that such a session would allow her to clear up a number of mischaracterizations of Dr. Rice's statements and positions. Rice would still not testify publicly before the panel, as the members and many relatives of the victims of the 2001 terrorist attacks want. Gonzalez wrote that it's important that presidential advisors such as Rice not be compelled to testify publicly before congressional bodies such as the commission. Of course, the problem with that is that the commission is not a congressional body. It's a special independent commission. Oh, well, don't confuse us with the facts, but nevertheless, it's a good excuse. It's a lame excuse. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Oh, look at this. Where did this come from? I looked for Barry Jackass in my Herald today, and the Herald search thing is pretty lame. Said there was not even an article in there, but come to find out there it is. WQAM General Manager Greg Reed said QAM is close to extending its Dolphins contract to 2006. The current deal runs through next season. Also, Reed said he's considering former overnight host Joe Costello's bid for reinstatement. Reed fired Costello and Mark Eisenberg after a station employee discovered internet pictures of them with naked women in QAM's studio. Eisenberg has not applied for reinstatement, Reed said. Oh, I see. So in other words, that would make it a cost-cutting measure. Get rid of Eisenberg, right? The Joe and Joe show. On another matter, oh, no! You know, there's something wrong with this man. There is something desperately and deeply wrong with our leader. Reed said he is still exploring whether the station has a realistic chance of acquiring the Howard Stern Morning Show, which WQM believes is contractually tied to Clear Channel's Big 106, even though the station is no longer carrying it. All I can say to that is...
Oh, my God.
Wow. Just take that license and wipe somebody's big fat one with it, okay? Wow. But anyway, have a good time, Greg. He is just unconscionable is what he is. He's just a lunatic. But anyway... Here's one that says there's a QAM billboard on Sterling Road just east of 441 that shows a woman's butt in a bikini that reads WQM has you covered. Yes, that's correct. How can they put a scantily clad woman's butt on a billboard at the same time that you're not allowed to say more and more words, noises, or play bits because the FCC doesn't regulate billboards? Remember the ad that read, "We got balls," that was pulled last year because of a complaint by UM? Yes, we do remember that. Donnie Shalala, who unfortunately doesn't have a pair herself. Very sad, contrary to most of the rumors. 5670560, pound 560. We can put that up anytime you want, Eric, and that'll get you, then you can concentrate entirely getting in touch with Scott in New York, who may be on the phone right now. QAM, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Hey, you were talking earlier about Owen Wilson. You didn't know who he was?
I have no idea.
Okay, he's in the new...
I know Big Wilson.
Huh?
I know Big Wilson and Carney Wilson and Brian Wilson and Don Wilson.
Mr. Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, Owen Wilson...
Marie Wilson. Woodrow Wilson.
Wilson Phillips.
Right.
Well, actually, Wilson Phillips, that was the other... Didn't you mention her?
Right.
Carney?
Yes, we did. Uh-huh.
Okay. But anyway...
I'm not trying to sidetrack you now. What were you saying?
Woodrow Wilson.
Right. I said that.
Owen Wilson is in the new Starsky and Hutch movie with Ben Stiller.
I'm so sorry. I can't stand Ben Stiller.
He was also in the the Rush Hour movies with Chris Tucker.
No, those.
Oh no, he was in the Jackie Chan movies, the Shanghai Nights and Shanghai Noon.
Then I definitely don't know who it is.
Okay. Also, you were talking about Condoleezza Rice.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's what I don't understand. Okay, this woman has been talking all over all these talk shows and everything, just blah 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 blah. And you know, then when we have this commission that is trying to do something vitally important for the future of America and to heal wounds that are gaping in some of these families, in all of these families, you know, even the ones that support Bush, they want answers.
Yeah.
And here she's using this separation of powers thing, you know, that they used to hammer Clinton over and everything. And they're, you know, and she's saying, well, you know, I'll talk, but only in private and not. She's a
lying bitch, is what she is. Dr. Rice. She's a lying.
I'm glad
bitch.
One of us said that.
Yeah, I did, and I'm proud to say it. Have a great day, Pally.
Thanks a lot.
And don't say again. Oh, and speaking of insensitivity, U.S. President George W. Bush has sparked a political firestorm by making a joke about the failure to find weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. At a black-tie dinner for journalists, Mr. Bush narrated a slideshow poking fun at himself and other members of his administration. One pictured Mr. Bush looking under a piece of furniture in the Oval Office, at which the president remarked, "Those weapons of mass destruction have got to be here somewhere." After another one showing him scouring in the corner of a room, Mr. Bush said, "Nope, no weapons over there," he said. And a third picture, this time showing him leaning over, appeared on the screen. The president was heard to say, "Maybe under here?" The audience at Wednesday's 60th annual dinner of the Radio and TV Correspondents Association obviously thought the quip hilarious. There were laughs all around. But in the next morning, in the cool light of day, things looked far less amusing. The joke about the fruitless search for Iraqi WMDs. So far, Washington's prime justification for the invasion has been branded as tasteless and ill-judged. Families of the dead, family of soldiers are pissed off and fired up. John Kerry is pissed off and fired up. He said, "The president's even more out of touch than we thought. Unfortunately for the president, this is not a joke."
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
On the next Fear Factor, wholesome entertainment approved by the FCC seal of good White Housekeeping. We locked FCC Chairman Michael Powell in a room with nothing but a screen that flashes pictures of boobs.
See this, Mike? This is a boob, Mikey. A boob.
Stop it! Stop this filter! I'll fine you!
See this one? See this one here, Mikey? It's a bumper sticker for the fight against breast cancer.
That will be away from me.
Look, you little sissy. Here's my breast.
Fear Factor with Michael Powell. Must-see TV for the minds of ignorant little babies. Brought to you by DirecTV. Now with over 200 channels of garbage and
10:32 at 560 WQM. Josh, we need to put fart sounds on that poll. Okay, that'll get a few.
Okay.
Fart sounds, as ludicrous as that is, and of course it just. But like I said, I got two very exciting emails from my attorney Norma Kent this morning, who finally discovered that the Earth is round. That was very good. What a sad no, it's pathetic. He's so embarrassing. I'm humiliated and degraded for him. So far behind the situation. He's the kind of guy that will call you, in other words, that everything is going along just fine. Oh, you need me for anything? Oh, no, not really. Get out of here. Get lost. And then, of course, when the sky is falling and every day we're getting more and more lists of things we can't play and things we can't say and we can't do this and we can't do that and you certainly can't say that, he's discovering things that we talked about weeks ago. That's okay, Norm. That bad weed will do it to your brain every time. Join George tomorrow from 11 to 1 at Bill Seidel's Boulevard of Savings on Northwest 36th Street, just west of 27th Avenue in Miami. Stop by to win prizes and enjoy free food from Atlantic City Subs. Get there early because the sandwich guy is very popular there when he brings the free food, and they hop on it.
See.
And from 2 to 4 tomorrow at Lee Miles Transmission. What, you?
Me? Yeah.
Wow, a doubleheader for George tomorrow.
I'll be preaching
2 to 4
the
at Lee
word.
Miles Transmission, located at 18313 South Dixie Highway. Stop by to spin the QM Veal and enjoy some food from Hooligan's Pub.
I'll be saying all the
something
words
new
that we can't say on the air. I'll be saying
Yeah.
them at the appearances.
In fact, I think what would be a good idea is make up a list of all the things we can't say or the words anyway.
Right. We'll have the whole
Can't make a list of
presentation.
all the bits we can't play because that would be in the thousands. I don't think I'm going to recover.
No.
all day today from what you told me about people
what did you
thinking this is
expect?
some kind of a put on. What?
And what do you expect? Because it is ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
hard to
that's
believe.
why people are so, including me, so pissed off and fired up about it, because it is ludicrous. It just like came out of nowhere. All on the heels of the Janet Jackson Super Bowl booby trap, which that's an excuse that all of a sudden we're just going to start making up new lists of things that are obscene and indecent and coarse language. This is madness. And I keep checking my email there. I don't see anything from Eric about hearing from Scott in New York. We'll give him through the end of the day today, and if I don't know, maybe we'll have to brainstorm something else. Because, I mean, he's got such a great,
Right, we'll do something.
He's got such a great start there with 106,000 signatures, but I mean, if we can't find out what the deal is, and we can't get in touch with him, we're certainly not going to start collecting money and running ads in newspapers, and then find out that he's, who knows what, you know. Maybe he was on a bad acid trip that day. I don't know. 3 exhausted and dehydrated Cuban refugees were spotted bobbing on inner tubes in rough waters just off Lauderdale by the Sea early yesterday afternoon. As rescue and news helicopters hovered overhead, Good Samaritans and rescue workers ventured into the water to pull 2 of them onto the beach, a block north of of Commercial Boulevard. Why does it say in the Sun Sentinel article, Good Samaritans in capital letters, capital G, capital S? Can you explain that to me?
No.
The third was plucked out of the water by the Coast Guard rescuers about a mile further north. 3 of them made it, and 5 of them died. Their journey turned tragic less than 2 days after they set off for Florida. Of course, with most people, their journey to Florida gets tragic once they get there, but that's another story. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. With all the censorship, which of Neil's comedy bits or songs or sounds would you miss the most? WQAM, hello.
Neil,
Yes, sir.
I wanted to tell you I wrote to Scott making a suggestion for his website that maybe they should include a web board where users could correspond and maybe set up, organize and,
Right.
Find a way to call other radio stations and other ways to get the word out. And he
Right.
did respond to me, but I think he's maybe just really busy with all the response he's got from his site. But that was
Busy-
2 days ago.
Well,
so I haven't heard back.
wait a minute. When you say busy doing what? He's using, I mean, this is all automated. He doesn't have to do anything. He's using some other service that does all of this with the zip codes, and that's all automatic.
Well, yeah, I understand, but I mean, I'm sure the guy has like a real job, and this is not his full-time job, is to monitor this website and his email.
Right.
With 100,000 signatures, I'm sure he's got a couple, email stuff in the box he hadn't had a chance to get to. So
Could be.
I'm saying he returned my email suggesting that he put a web board on 2 days ago, but the website started getting twice as many hits 2 days ago too. So maybe just
Wait a minute. I must understand because you got a bad phone here. It's windy. He did or he did not return your email?
He did return my email 2 days ago.
I see. And what did he say?
Well, he thanked me for the suggestion and said he was busy trying to get together some form letters that people could forward to people on their email list.
Well, that's a good sign then.
Okay.
Maybe Eric will hear from him. Thanks a lot, Pally. And get out of the wind. Get out of that wind tunnel. Let's see. Can you still play President Dumbschmidt if not my choice? Yes, the answer is we can still play it. Because there's a good bleep in there, right? There's some good bleeps.
Damn good.
Some good bleeps.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, watch yourself now. Put that in a cookie jar there. Open up the bell jar, John. Stick George's head in it. Here's a fax that says, I was talking with my mother last night. She had a very good point regarding this whole Republican versus Democrat thing. I don't want to read this whole thing. If we could use a quote from Rodney King, Can't we all get along? Blah, 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 blah. I could go on for decades. But I'm packing my bags and moving to Mexico since everyone else is moving here. Love your show. Listen on the internet every day. Send a fax now and then. Best regards, Steve. Thank you, Steve. But boy, long and ponderous. Just calm down. And we'll see you in Mexico City. Not me. I wouldn't go there if you paid me by the second. I hear bad things about Mexico. Like, the cab driver's like a trip to the Roach Motel. You check into the cab, but you never check out.
Yeah.
At least not alive.
I heard there's Mexicans there.
Let's see. The streaming is down, says Joe. I had to hook up my Walkman through my computer speakers here at work, but since it's in the building, the streaming is down?
Hey.
But I hear humming and snap, crackle, and popping and static hiss in the background. It's almost unlistenable. I love to torture my Republican coworkers and get my Democratic coworkers pissed off and fired up, says Joe. Well, nice going, Joe, whatever you mean. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, there's a lot of static and crap, and it's humid, man. Right?
It's humid.
Humid, and it's been raining and pouring and all of these things. Meantime, I thought we were going to get 80 trillion calls on this thing with all of these comedy bits. I guess, of course, they don't know which ones we can't play, but just stop and figure it out. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out.
Just think about it.
Right. Put on your thinking cap.
We can't
for
talk
Christ's
about it.
sakes. 74 votes. The Sofa King has got 25. The I-95 Cool Song, 24. Cool's on Parade has got 10. Fart Sound, 7. Trouser Trout, 6. Woody's Memphis, 1. And It's 16, 1.
We're streaming.
We are?
We are.
So then what's Joe talking about? What are you talking about, Joe? I think you got static in your brain, in tu cabeza. That's the problem. WQAM, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
IOD?
IOD? We don't talk about that place. That's a toilet. That's a dump. That's a right-wing bastion of lunacy. IOD. Oh, that was one of your people, by the way.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAQAM.
Some say there's no way to preserve our healthcare system, but one man has found a loophole, a backdoor, if you will. Introducing the Richard Simmons HMO.
I know it sounds like there's an O missing, but there's not.
With Richard Simmons HMO, you'll get medical care in a festive atmosphere.
Look! Sequined hospital gowns!
And since Richard's always been a hands-on practitioner, he knows how to turn a profit, while you turn your head to cost.
And again!
Again? You've been poking me for 20 minutes!
Other HMOs worry about mounting hospital costs, but Richard Simmons is only worried about mounting patients.
Bend over the table. This will only take a second. Yes.
And if you sign up now, you'll get absolutely free Richard's new exercise video, Sweatin' to the Prostate Exam. Richard Simmons, HMO.
Sign up now. I'm going to be the biggest HMO you've ever seen.
I think you already are. Anyway, speaking of Richie Simmons, you saw this story, I'm sure.
Saw it, heard it, all of those.
Slap in the face. Exercise guru Richard Simmons allegedly slapped a man who made a sarcastic remark about one of his videos, police said. I'll tell you, that's got to be any ego that you ever had. If you get bitch slapped by Richie Simmons, that you got to go and hide the rest of your life.
Such a slap.
Simmons, known for his Sweatin' to the Oldies series of exercise videos set to songs from the 50s and 60s, was cited for misdemeanor assault. A fellow passenger recognized Simmons on Wednesday night at Phoenix's Sky Harbor International Airport as he was waiting for a flight to L.A., police said. The man made an off-the-head comment. He says, "Hey, everybody, it's Richard Simmons. Let's drop our bags and rock to the 50s. Mr. Simmons took exception to the statement, walked over to the other passenger, and apparently slapped him in the face. The passenger wasn't injured, but told police he intended to file charges against Simmons, 55. Osborne said Simmons was cited for misdemeanor assault and permitted to board his flight. I didn't know he needed a plane. What a piece of turd he is. We can still say turd. You know, we're doing this wrong. It's my fault, my bad. The poll today.
Okay.
No, we're doing it wrong because they don't know what we need to do, which will save us from a lot of pain-in-the-ass calls, is continue what we were doing the other day. And then as we get to ones that we can't play, we'll add them on the list. And we can do this as part of like a 10-part series, and then we can have like a runoff at the end. Take the top 5 from each day. See what I'm saying?
Right. Build it up.
Like we did with the music stuff. Although this is much more entertaining than the music stuff because they hate my music. Well, too bad. Raspberry. That's one thing we always have to, I realize it's juvenile and childish, but I'm telling you right now, oh yeah, Dickens Cider. Get that on there right away, Josh.
Fine sponsor, by the way.
Right. It's one of our sponsors, but we can't play the bit. Dickens Cider. Let's see. Here's one that says, I used to play the crepitation contest in the car when my son was younger, and he was whining and crying. He would immediately start laughing and laughing. This whole situation is pathetic, says Dr. Ben. I don't think we can play that either, can we? Ben Dover?
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to listen to it. Well, we'll take a couple of more calls, but I think, let's see, you got that on there? Now, what about the crepitation? No, can't play that. That's about,
are you kidding me?
Oh, my goodness.
Nothing but fart
yeah.
sounds.
Excretory activity. So that's gone. And Dickens cider is gone, which we have to articulate and enunciate very clearly to make sure you understand we ain't saying no crap.
Words.
No bad words. No dirty words. This is pathetic. Okay, the Sofa King has got 45. Won't hear that no more out of 123 votes. The I-95
absolutely
song has got 3. It does begin with an A. The Fart Sounds 24. Holes on Parade has got 10. Trouser Trout 10. Woody's Memphis only 1, and at 16 only 1. We'll take a few calls, but I think then we're going to, like, we can put the abortion shuffle on there. Right?
Right.
Abortion shuffle, you can add that one on there, because we listened to some of that the other day. About this much. And that was enough. WQAM, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
I will very much miss Cowboy Richard, very much.
Okay.
That was a great bit, long gone. I also wanted to tell you that I signed into the StopFCC.com,
right.
And I was wondering when somebody would stop StopTheRightWing.com, because I will sign that 1,000 times. And I also had an idea for a poll for you. I'm just full of stuff today, excuse me.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I had an idea for a poll when I almost had an accident and was almost forced at gunpoint to go into a Walmart. My idea for a poll is, what business would you not patronize under any circumstances? And the top of my list would be Walmart.
Amen. I'm right there with you.
Sister.
That place is
Walmart and Eckerd's.
Those are, yes, I agree with you. I don't go to Eckerd's anymore. I'm a Walgreens person.
Eckerd's is El Anticristo, man.
I love this woman.
Love you guys, too.
Thanks, sweetheart.
Have a
great
day.
day.
Bye-bye.
See you at Kmart.
No more Cowboy Richard.
See you at Target.
Bye.
Okay, Cowboy Dick's Ice Cream, we can put that on the list. We can't play it, but we can put it on the list, and I can actually say it. Now, let's see, I guess I gotta get back to the abortion shuffle. Don't you think this is a better way to do it?
Sure.
Because the other way is too haphazard. Although, there are people like this lady who's very astute, but they're not going to remember the 85,000 bits we got in here.
How could they?
And when they find out all the different ones that we can't play anymore, that's when they're going to start getting pissed off and fired up. WQAM, hello.
Hi guys, you're the best. How are you?
Pretty good.
Great. Listen, what's the status of the Mo-Bits? Because I'm certainly going to miss the Mo-Bits you can't play.
Most of those I don't think we're going to be able to play no mo.
Yeah, Rondé and Chris.
No, you won't hear that no more.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, George, you there?
George is, he's sitting
How
there,
about the Shield so far this season? Any comment?
Excellent.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What are the Sopranos?
He's gone.
Click.
Either that or another call. The Sopranos are crap this year is what I'm hearing.
And last year.
So now let's see, how do we do that? Because almost all the Mo-Bits, we'll have to listen to them, I guess.
Right.
Right? Now we know, what is that one called? Let's see, Howard, David, is it called Chris and Arande?
I don't know.
No. Or maybe it's just called...
Yeah, that's it.
What just happened there?
I don't know.
Don't tell me this thing just... Oh, I see. I haven't gotten rid of...
Good job by Chris.
Yeah, see?
There you go.
He doesn't know Chris.
I hadn't got rid of Anna Maria. With all due respect. What about...
Yeah. All right.
Well, the good news is, here's some good news. There isn't too much. But we can still, believe it or not, play... I can't find it. You see, maybe they already took it out. Oh, no. You are joking me. Yeah, maybe it vanished all by itself. How is that possible?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for DOI. I don't want to, there it is. Oh, there it is. Wow, scared the hell out of me. Wow. Panic set in. Holy moly. This is it's like a cleansing experience, man. Cleansing. WQAM, hello.
Neil Rogers?
Speaking.
Hey, what about the gay square dance?
Gay square dance, can't play that no mo.
No, hey, this is Todd from Detroit.
Hey, Todd, how's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Pretty good. They had a little bit of a blurb there yesterday, but not too much.
All right. Well, it's too bad you can't play all the fun stuff anymore.
That's right. They've taken the fun out of life.
Hey, can you play the burp noises instead of the fart?
Maybe. Just not too many of them.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks a lot, Todd. Say hi to my friend Dick say hi to Curtin for me, okay?
I will do.
See you, Todd. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, boy. He's in Detroit, and he's still laughing. I'm pleased to hear that. That's a good sign. You know what? He must have a great sense of humor. Because if you're in Detroit and you're still laughing. Here's a guy. This is a great story you faxed me. Richmond, Virginia. His devotion to a TV crime show helped Dan Leach kill his pregnant girlfriend and avoid suspicion, police said yesterday. But a movie led him to confess. All right. You see how the Lord works in mysterious ways? Right. Overwhelmed after viewing The Passion of the Christ, the 21-year-old Rosenberg man, there's a place in Virginia called Rosenberg. I don't think there's any Jews there, though. Anyway, told Fort Bend County detectives that he had strangled his girlfriend and made her death appear to be a suicide after she told him she was pregnant with his child. The Passion of the Christ moved him spiritually, Sheriff Detective Mike Kubert said of actor-director Mel Gibson's controversial film. He wanted redemption. He's in county jail in lieu of a $100,000 bail. How do you like that? He felt compelled to come forward with this. He didn't really express any remorse for the victim, but he just had to come forward and cleanse his soul. He was compelled.
The power of Christ compels you! Oh! The power of Christ compels you!
Absolutely.
The power of Christ compels you!
Oi!
The power of Christ compels you!
Oh! That's enough. Okay, let's get back to the abortion shuffle now and get in alphabetical order. So it'll be like kind of mix and match. We'll get some suggestions from the audience, and we'll go through this thing and maybe audition a few more. Duff liked it. He said he liked peed in his pants. Of course, Duff pees in his pants every day is what I'm hearing. And other things. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. And see, it's a good thing they took those sounds away, because in the old days, back in the day, when I could play those sounds as of just a few days ago, after I would have said that, I'd have played one of those, then they wouldn't have known the other things, see? Would have been bad. WQAM, hello.
Hey, can I speak to Neil?
Speaking.
Hey, Neil, let me turn this down. I'm calling you from Tampa. I just want to let you know that we're in on the FCC website.
Right.
And we're promoting it everywhere. Also, there is a couple of cheap channel stations that are promoting it, too. There was a guy that called up the Phillips Ball out in Orlando saying that you were talking about it, and he started promoting it.
Nice going, Jim.
And he's a big fan of yours.
I know that. He's a wannabe. He's a good guy.
I was down visiting in Fort Lauderdale yesterday, and I came back, and I picked up your station all the way up to Bartow.
Oh! Wow.
So you've got a pretty good
reach.
Pretty good signal out there.
Yeah.
Also,
except if you're in Data Broward, you can't hear it at all. But when you get to Bartow, man, we're dynamite.
Also, you can still play the bridge tender, right?
I'm pretty sure he's as clean as it gets.
Okay, and can I say that the FCC is a douchebag?
Too bad about that one, huh? Yeah. That's another word you can't say. He said the D word, as in bag. Can't say that, which I realize is unbelievably childish and juvenile and pathetic and tragic, but, we need the money.
Hello, my name is Accento, and the number one question I get from men is, Accento, how do you get so many women? And the number one question from women I get is...
Well, I don't think we can play that either, can we?
I don't think so.
No. At any rate, I'll listen to it during the break.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
Radamiel Junior.
Tacos, what are we gonna do? I say tacos. We are all being screwed. I say, listen, why is this happening to us? We want the FCC to get off our butts. Tacos, there's no place for us now. Even DJs are all down in the mouth. You can listen, but now you won't find any words that will corrupt your mind. No fun to be censored by the FCC. No fun to be censored by the FCC. There'll be nothing left for us to enjoy. We'll soon be playing with children's toys. No fun to be censored by the FCC. No fun to be censored by the FCC. They want us to be clean. They think they know what we should feel. They try to dictate to us what is real. Young and old, please listen to us. I say, young and old, please don't put up a fuss. Help us petition the FCC, but you must help us with one thing. Neil Rogers can't do it all by himself. Let's all help him. Don't put it up on the shelf. Let the FCC know just how you feel, and maybe we'll get this unjust law repealed. FCC, what are you doing to us? FCC, what are you doing to us? Our ratings won't fly. In fact, they might die because of the FCC. You want to ban what we can do. FCC, you ban what we can say. You've even tried to ban the records that the DJs play. People, I am talking to you. I said people. Let's stand and fight for what's true. Send your letter into so far so we can tell the FCC what Neanderthals they are. Neil Rogers and so far are on your side. People, we have nothing to hide. Young and old, get your opinions out and maybe the FCC will stay out. FCC, in the morning now, FCC, in the evening now, no one knows what words drive them insane. We all have the FCC to blame. FCC, go away. FCC, get off our backs. FCC, let us live our lives for real.
Okay, that just sends me, I'll tell you. Just for a little bit of humor there, okay? That was 86 at WINZ. There she was. I forget what her name was, but boy, she probably trying, hoping we forget too. Now, what does this say? Can I explain the Monday night schedule? What does that mean?
Monday night schedule. This coming Monday night.
Oh, look at that. Clarence, no wonder he's out sick today. He's under the weather. Monday night, March 29th, you won't want to miss this. Panther preview at 7:30, the Carolina Hurricanes at the Carolina Panthers. So it's going to be, it's going to be hockey and football mixed together. I mean, hockey season's almost over anyway, and Carolina ain't going to make it. They're going to be football and hockey. Right.
I'll be there for that.
Great. It's going to be football on ice is what it's going to be. By the way, I think Scott's okay. Because Eric just sent me a copy of the email he sent him only 20 minutes ago, and the guy's obviously, because I got a really great article that he linked where it says read the latest news.
Okay.
Senate targets TV violence, which I hadn't even seen this, which I'll get to in a minute, but it's more of the same crap. There's just no ending to it. Frank in Melbourne says, I missed the F word bit. Let's see, you won't hear that no more, so that's one you ought to put on there, the F word.
Yeah,
it says
right.
F can be yada yada. Can you still belch or sneeze? We can belch. The sneezing I'm not sure of. Or cough up a big one. Grim days ahead, says Frank, and you are absolutely correct. But the good news is Dick Clark's story is gaining traction, and maybe soon we'll hear a national talking head pose the question, could W have stopped 9/11 if he wasn't fixated on Sodom? Then it's only a small step to the accusation that his administration could have and is culpable for 9/11. And you know what, Frank in Melbourne, you are
absolutely correct, sir.
Nice job, Frank. Now, Bill Cigar, Dante in Boca says if Bill Cigar is forbidden, which it most definitely is, can you even begin to imagine that?
I don't think you're allowed to imagine it.
No. Then that's his choice. But also, we'll put this one on there, too, since it's one of my choices. Itty-bitty ease.
Right.
We were talking about that before the show the other day. I love that. Now, that's not what it's called. It's called little bitty. Where is it? Oh, no, we can say it. Little bitty ditty is what it's called.
Little bitty
ditty. Little bitty ditty. Ditty, or didn't with a D.
I'm singing this song and I'm feeling kind of sad. I got my smile from Mom, but my chest came from my dad. I've got a body like a driving range man.
Now I'm thinking to myself, I'm real quick with a finger here. I might, like I did the other day with the Monty Python thing, although it's got a bleep in already, but I didn't take no chances. Maybe we can do this. Should we give it a try?
Go for it.
You can always dump it if I fail.
Right.
When it's cold outside, use my nips to...
Like I said. We didn't get too far, did we?
No.
Oh, little
so
bitty
far.
ditty, I guess put that one on. No, that's enough. It says, Dante says, I'll definitely miss the Mo you, whole drop. Yeah, we'll miss that a lot, because he says it with such great emphasis, you know, with such, tremendous enthusiasm, with a lot of oomph. When Mo says,
Yup.
Yeah. Oh, we can do better than that.
Yup.
Yeah. Oh, God, this is insanity. And my lawyer is emailing me about stuff that happened 85 years ago. Man, get a life, Norm, okay? What is your problem?
I have no life.
Oh, we know that. Good. Oh, Jocelyn Elders, that's a very good one. Somebody faxes in.
Sure.
C. Run. You got a bad case of the crouch crickets. I love that. That's one of my favorites. Won't hear that no mo.
Now, does that mean we can't even read that children's book or the title of it?
What children's book is that?
The first line in the fax is the name of a children's book.
I see. Well, the answer is
no.
No. Now, Joe, if you send me any more faxes from this Joe who just can't figure out how to hear the station online, I can't be bothered with all your technical problems, Joe. Get a life. That's my comment to you. Get with it. Now, here's this article that Scott on the StopFCC.com petition thing. There was a link to it where it says, read the latest news. Senate targets TV violence. Panel approves measure encompassing cable and satellite. Were you aware of this?
No.
Nor was I. Dragging cable TV into the wildly escalating furor over programming content, and I think furor is a good word to use, as in let's goose step. The Senate Commerce Committee approved legislation last week to regulate violent content on television, whether it originates on broadcast, pay cable, or satellite TV. Pay cable or satellite TV. This is unbelievable.
They have vase.
The measure sponsored by Senator Ernest Hollings, redneck Democrat of South Carolina. See, I told you this isn't a Republican against Democrat thing. It's a Neanderthal against living and breathing people with balls thing. And unfortunately in the Congress there aren't too many living and breathing people, much less with balls. The amendment was included as, the measure was included as an amendment on legislation to crack down on off-color broadcast by raising the maximum cap on fines for indecency violations to $500,000. And like I keep telling you, why not make it $10 trillion? Until last week, the legislation approved in the committee by a 23-2 margin applied only to programming on broadcast radio and TV, but in a surprise twist, even Chubby Checker was shocked. Approved in the Hollings Amendment leveled the playing field among broadcasters, cable and satellite TV, at least for TV violence. If the legislation is ultimately enacted into law, it will represent the first time the federal government has directly regulated cable and satellite TV's programming content. And you know what happens after they do that, don't you?
No, what?
Then they say, no sexual content. Then we get all the same stuff that we're getting on the broadcast. Same stuff. This is called opening the door. Cable TV industry lobbyists fight to found the initiative, focusing their energies on getting the provision axed when the House and Senate leaders are expected to meet in a conference to work out the differences between the House and Senate indecency bills. As we know, in the cable industry's favor is that the House version of indecency legislation approved 391-22 last week did not include a violence prohibition because, as we know in America, violence is good, sex is bad, and bad words, of course. House leaders, including Representative Fred Upton, Republican of Michigan, have made it clear that they would prefer that legislation target broadcast indecency alone at this point. It's my hope that we'll come to a consensus and send a streamlined bill to the President to be signed into law, said Representative Up Yours. We oppose this amendment, said Brian Dietz, spokesman for the National Cable and Telecommunications Association. We can't imagine why. But Senator Hollings, who's retiring from the Senate at the end of his term, has been promoting similar anti-violence initiatives for years. He's also expected to be assigned to the conference committee for the indecency bills, so some sources say it might be hard to knock out the violence provision, which means if you have cable or satellite, will you be able to see Terminator?
No.
Rocky?
No.
Anything with like a little,
No.
No. Richard Simmons slapping that guy in the face?
No.
Monkey see, monkey do. Children will mimic what they see on TV, said the unctuous Senator Hollings. I just couldn't stand by and do nothing. That's exactly what he said. I just couldn't stand by and do nothing, said the redneck senator from South Carolina. Assuming the legislation is enacted, the violence prohibition, which is supposed to target only excessive or gratuitous violence, is not automatically enacted. It is only supposed to go into effect if an FCC study confirms that V-chip technology and voluntary industry programming ratings that allow parents to block objectionable programming on TV are not already effectively protecting children, a case that Senator Hollings maintains has already been clearly and repeatedly made. The prohibition is also supposed to be in place during hours when children are reasonably likely to comprise a substantial portion of the audience. Under the FCC's existing indecency regulations, that period is defined as the hours between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. NCTA's Mr. Dietz said the provision raised constitutional concerns. As the U.S. Supreme Court has found, the subscription nature of cable service and the ability of cable customers to block unwanted programming through the use of tools offered by local cable systems strongly differentiate cable from broadcasting, which is distributed free and unfiltered over the air, Mr. Dietz said. As announced 2 weeks ago in letters to members of Congress and FCC Chairman the unctuous Michael Powell, the cable industry is committed to further increase its efforts to educate customers about using the tools available to them to block programming they find unsuitable for their families. From a First Amendment standpoint, we continue to believe that there are less intrusive means to accomplish the objectives sought by this amendment. Senator Hollings also introduced an amendment that would have required cable operators to offer their programming a la carte, allowing consumers to buy and pay for only the programming they want. Proponents argue the provision is needed to allow consumers to determine what cable programming they allow into their homes. Senator Hollings withdrew the measure after it became clear he didn't have the votes. In another poke at cable, Senator John Breaux, Democrat of Louisiana, offered an amendment that would have subjected basic cable and satellite TV programming for the first time to the same indecency rules and penalties that broadcasters face. It was defeated by one vote, 12-11 so far, but just wait. In addition, Senate Commerce Committee Chairman John McCain released a text of legislation that would force cable operators to offer their programming a la carte, a measure for which the senator said to be planning hearings. Gene Kimmelman, Consumers Union Senior Director, Public Policy and Advocacy, said watchdog groups will be lobbying the Senate to include amendments to the indecency bill on the Senate floor that would require a la carte and extend the broadcast indecency regulations to cable and satellite. More fun to come, Mr. Kimmelman said. How do you like that? That would extend the broadcast indecency regulations to cable and satellite.
Oh, my God.
Holy crap.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Okay, now don't panic. Just calm down.
Hey, guys, you want to cheer up? Have Britney sit on your... Make that old acne clear up when Britney sits on your
lap.
Forget about your wife or girlfriend now. Kneel and say grace. Better shave off that beard and stash their eights. Pick up the pace. You're really gonna love it when Britney sits on your
chair.
Imagine the view above it when Britney sits on your
couch.
Bent over, it looks like a frown when Britney starts sitting down. Oh! Britney sits on your
chaise lounge.
Yeah, Britney sits on your
folding lawn chair.
Imagine Britney Spears leaving her clothes all over your floor, knowing in just a minute or two you're gonna score. Oh! Wipe off that dingy beef stew before Britney sits on your
bicycle built for two.
Careful not to bite or chew when Britney sits on your
shoulders at the beach.
Stop dreaming and clean up your place. Oh! 'Cause she wants a brand new face. In your dreams.
Okay. That was magnificent. I tell you, I feel like I just ran a 4-minute mile or some magnificent exercise. I need a nap. Woo! Man, that was something. So I guess we can... No, seriously, if we had the manpower with our gigantic staff, oh yeah, with all the assistance we get from QAM, while Greg is busy diddling with Barry Jackass over there at the, I can't say that. Wow. Over there at the Herald. If we had a little assistance, we could go through these and make them even more humorous than they were in the first place by just taking the words out,
Living dangerously is kind of fun.
That was a great experience. It was very rewarding to me. Anyway, with all the censorship, which of Neil's comedy bits or songs will you miss the most? Sofa. King, 84. The I-95 whole song, 50. Fart Sounds, 45. Dickens Cider, 20. Holes on Parade, 17. Trouser Trout, 11. Bill Cigars, 6. Cowboy Dick's Ice Cream, 4. Gay Square Dance, 4. The F Word, 3. Jocelyn Elders, 3. Woody's in Memphis, 3. It's 16. Has got 2. Abortion Shuffle, 1. And none yet for Little Bitty Ditty, which I'm out of 257 votes. That is bad. You know what? I can't believe that. Nobody likes that? I must be the only one. I love that. It's like a Frank Zappa thing. It reminds me of Bobby Brown. Oh, speaking of Bobby Brown, even though that's not really our bit, but it says songs. How about Bobby Brown, Frank Zappa? Okay. Can we put that on there? Don't you think?
We're doing it. We're putting it on there, right?
I'm singing this song and I'm feeling kind of sad.
Let me try it again.
I got my smile from Mom, but my chest came from my dad. I've got a body like a driving range mat. When it's cold outside, use my hat.
That was pretty good.
I can blow in your ear, give you a lap dance, but you won't notice me till I get some implants. I need a guy who ain't got issues, like filling up a chest and finding tissues. Guys say I'm cute, they say I'm pretty. I'm not one who needs your pity. I've got a nice ass and purr like a kitty, but I can't get a man, 'cause I got no...
Hola.
Got no... Yay.
Under bra, it's something I can't afford. When you lay on me, you'll swear you're on a diving board. When I turned 11, I started to get pubes. Now I'm 24, and still waiting on my boobs. Guys say I'm cute, they say I'm pretty. I'm not one who needs your pity. I've got a nice ass and purr like a kitty, but I can't get a man, 'cause I've got no
water pipes.
I've got no titty. I've got no...
Absolutely.
No.
Oh. Holy moly, man. I haven't worked this hard in 100 years.
We'll
wow.
get better at it.
I'm getting really good at it. My finger is so fast it might be obscene. Man, Neil's finger might be on the list next. It's indecent.
Yeah,
wow.
I know all about that.
That's what you think. Let's see. Here's one. It says from Mark. It says Donald Duck. Go on here, Donald Duck. Now, what is that thing called? It's called Donald Duck.
Feels good.
Donald Duck feels good. Well, not anymore. He doesn't.
No, he feels
Won't hear
bad.
that. Freeway and Spigot. Won't hear that no more.
Right.
Young Neil. Now, I don't understand why we wouldn't have Young Neil.
I think you say something in there.
No, I say Doodoo Head. You can say Doodoo Head.
Well then, yeah.
I can't think of anything else. Trouser Trout is on there. Oh, that's your buddy PR Ralph. Thanks, PR Ralph. Wow. Whoo-wee. And what's all this propaganda? Now, you sent this along because how many times are you going to send me the schedule here?
This is the updated one, supposedly.
Oh, I see the one that doesn't say the Carolina Hurricanes at the Carolina Panthers because that was too embarrassing even for Clarence and Muff. So now it says the Carolina Hurricanes at the Florida Panthers. And let me say it again, Geldy, in case anybody missed it in the beginning of the show. You are a disgrace. You're a total buttlick, man. You're tragic. Can I say that?
No.
You're a total lick. Talk about a suck-up, man. I've never heard so much suction in my life. That was tragic.
Oh, it was a very successful season. Well, I mean, we like to make the playoffs. We all want to make the playoffs. Means more money for me. But,
oh, come on. 14 points behind the Islanders. They were mathematically eliminated and were a couple of days ago. And give me a song and a dance about how they really were in contention. Were they ever really seriously in contention?
No.
Were they ever really just a couple of points out of a playoff spot?
No.
No. And yeah, they got a lot of good young exciting players. There are several problems with the organization. Number one, nobody knows who the players are, 90% of them. Number two, they don't have any offense. Number three, they have no defense. And if they didn't have Roberto Luongo making 40, 50 saves every night, they'd lose almost every game. So what are you talking about, Gildy? Your season ticket base, you can't, and guess what? I accomplished something, I think. Remember I talked about the Lexus parking zone?
Right.
Well, guess what? They moved it They gave back to the general public who pay extra for their parking spots for the preferred parking. They gave them back those spaces which they should have had in the first place. After I bitched and outed them about that.
Huh.
And the Lexus parking spots are back down the highway there a bit, a ways. So it's about time somebody started outing them for the incredibly grotesque and fan-unfriendly things they do. Seriously, in my life, I've never seen a town where there are more fan-unfriendly things done to the public. You know, the Dolphins. I mean, that place is like the mafia-run outfit. You give them a dirty look, they'll blow your brains out, like the Gestapo. So it fits right in, I guess. And the same with the Panther organization, whether it was under Wayne or Alan Cohen, doesn't make any difference who the owner is. They still just don't know how to treat the public right. You go in there early, you sit down, the noise is blasting. You feel like Rush Limbaugh. You feel like popping a couple, because you can't hear anything no mo. Can't believe listener Jim says no one's mentioned best bit ever, Casey's death dedication.
Right.
Now, what is it in there that we can't play? Is he sure?
A lot of bleeps.
Casey Kisum?
And a lot of bleeps. A lot of really good ones, you know. Good.
I'm Casey Kisum coming to you live from Hollywood with a...
Casey Kisum, that's what that's called.
Right.
K-I-S-S-E-M. It says, my vote for Time Man of the Year, Richard Clark, a real American hero. Nice going, I agree.
Oh!
There's a guy.
Oh, wait a minute. There's Casey
What?
Kisum and Casey Cursum, which are two different ones.
No, I think we can still play Casey Kisum. That's what he's talking about. Oh, no, you're right.
Kisum we can play.
The death dedication is out.
Casey Cursing.
So it's called Casey Kasem Cursing is the one we can't play.
Right.
But Casey Kisum we can play, I do believe. In fact, I think we will. Just in honor of Bob and Tom and a little bit of the old days, back in the day when we had freedom of speech.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Holy Mackinac! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you're listening to the Hockey Authority, Neil God.
No harder chicks to me than Sunday on TV. Miranda, Charlotte, Samantha, and Carrie. They're funny, sensitive, and still filthy. No better program I will ever see. We'll miss Sex in the City.
No.
Bye-bye, Sex in the City.
All right.
So long to Mr. Big, male chauvinistic pig. I didn't like him from the very start, but now I hope that he was Carrie's heart. Baryshnikov smells like an old Kmart. We'll miss Sex in the City. Bye-bye, Sex in the City. Some of the shows might be a little bit cleaner than this one, and more suspenseful too. Maybe. But none of them could ever grab me like these girls do. Yeah, it's true, boy. So thank you, HBO. For giving us this show. I still wish it didn't have to go. Bye-bye, Sex in the City. So long, Sex in the City.
Bye.
We'll miss Sex in the City.
.33, 27 till noon at 560 WQM Mad Dog at 2. The Humper at the NASDAQ 100 Tennis Open at 4. 650, you got Inside the Batter's Box, which evidently is the really nifty name we got for the Hurricanes baseball pregame show. Penn State at Miami at Marklight Stadium at 7. Who is it? Eddie K after the baseball game, and after that, believe me, you don't want to know. Well, that's good news about Joe Costello might come back.
Ain't it?
And it's especially good news to come back without Mark Eisenberg, maybe. Nothing personal. Mark's a good guy, but he has a voice for outside the radio. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was watching TV.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, anyway, and speaking of that whole TV thing with the cable, for example, if that went through in its full form and and they bring the indecency thing, you know what movies you wouldn't be able to see? Any of them.
Leave the gun. Picnic cannoli.
Right. I mean, they probably have to use all the DVDs from Blockbuster, all the ones that already are edited down. I don't even think you can say...
I don't care how many Dago, Guinea, what greaseball Goombas come out of the woodwork.
I don't think you can say that either. So this business of censorship, man, of a bunch of self-appointed aggrandized lunatics who are just... This is so great in an election year. All the problems of society, all the ills, all the things that have gone wrong, it's all radio and television's fault. And even though the same TV programs exactly are on here in Canada and all over Western Europe, just about all over the world, and those people aren't like killing each other at some record rate. We just had our 15th homicide of the year here in Toronto, and they're all bent out of shape about it. That's at the end of March almost. That's in 3 months. So multiply that times 4, and you got about 60 or maybe a little more, which is what they had last year. That's still 60.
You can do better than that.
I mean, 15 in the first 3 months. You can do that in one good weekend in South Florida.
Y'all are pikers.
Right. And how is that possible? How come the kids here are blowing each other's brains out? How come all the people here, when they get pissed off about something, they just pull out a piece and blow you away? Now, back in the day, I might have a line about that, but I'm certainly not going to use it now. You can use your own imagination. But at any rate, let's see. Oh, Condoleezza. Absolutely. It says no question. Let's go Leafs go. What a surprise last night. A pleasant one for us Leaf fans. A miracle. A 3-0 shutout over the we can't win at home Boston Bruins. Right there in the Fleet Enema Center. See, I can still say that. All right, at least as of today. Monday we'll probably get a memo. Oh, don't be talking about enemas because those go in your...
Rectum.
You know, in fact, now what about, speaking of enemas, can we play this?
Billy, time for your enema. Oh, jeez.
What do you think?
I think so. I think it's good.
Mom, not another enema.
Kids just hate getting enemas, and moms hate giving them. But now there's a brand new enema that kids just love. Introducing new M&Enemas, the candy-coated chocolate enema that makes getting cleaned out fun.
Hey, Mom, can I have another enema?
I don't know, Billy. That makes your 3rd enema today.
Please.
Well, okay.
Cool. And this time, I want a green one.
Oh, sorry, son. I took all the green ones.
Oh, Dad.
My 2 boys.
I'm not too sure about this.
New M&Enemas. Melts in your butt, not in your hands.
See what I mean?
What?
It has to do with excretory activity. I mean, even though it's a reach, so to speak.
It has to do with a medical procedure.
I see. Oh, there you go. Very good. That's an excellent cop-out. I mean, that's an excellent rationalization.
Assessment.
Right. Wow. Every single thing we do, everything we play, everything we say now has to be so pure and clean. And we could just dispense with all of this and just go about our business, and I could sit here and read a lot of boring stuff and be very stentorian and talk like this and talk down to the audience, but I don't think we'd have anybody listening at that point. And number 2, I don't want to do that. I don't wanna. Sofa, did you put Condoleezza on there?
See.
Good. She made, of all the people who make me really furious,
yeah.
If you take Bush out of the equation, which, I mean, that goes without saying, besides Soledad O'Brien on CNN, who I think is the worst bubblehead who's ever been put on there to do news anywhere, on Fox, no, seriously.
Amen, brother.
She should be, there should be something put in the Constitution, since we're doing all these amendments anyway, that would prohibit Soledad O'Brien from doing anything on TV except just tittering, like that.
Go tell it on the
still can say that.
Yeah.
What?
I said,
no, she's a bubblehead. She's an idiot. She's not especially attractive, number 1. Number 2, she's a silly person. And what did you say this morning? Something about Angela Ray?
Yeah, but I was talking about Robin Quivers.
Oh, Robin Quivers. Well, there you go. That's Angela Ray with a slightly darker complexion, I guess.
More fat.
Oh, man. But Soledad O'Brien, she should be... I mean, Pat O'Brien, he was fat, but he was a good actor, right? Edmund O'Brien was a great actor, character actor.
Mm-hmm. She's a
what other O'Briens? Conan O'Brien, well, he was here a few weeks ago, and they made a big stink about that, but he brought a lot of money to the city. Got all the French Canadians pissed off, but of course we're excited about that. We like it when they piss off the frogs, like that dummy Denise Potvin. What a moron that is. But at any rate, Condoleezza just frosts my ass. She is... seriously, did you see they keep showing it again, that footage when she was talking to reporters 2 nights ago?
Mm-hmm.
Storming out of the White House to have her briefing. She had that look like she just wanted to kick some serious ass, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just a mean-spirited, nasty, hateful, highly overrated bitch, Dr. Rice.
Talk bad about me.
Oh, man. She makes me sick. So let's get Condoleezza on there. It'll get a lot of votes. We still can play the watered down one. As a matter of fact, I got a great idea. Listen, this is a good idea. You know how they have different pot, like things you put plants in?
Yes, indeed.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. How about a radio plant, a planter, where you water the plant is on the top of your radio, and you water it, watered down radio. I like it. You know, you can put a little few pansies in there or daffodils or whatever, lilacs. Well, not lilacs.
Right, the radio pot.
Sofa King, with all the censorship, which of Neil's comedy bits or songs will you miss the most? The Sofa King, 96. I-95 whole song, 58. Fart Sounds, 55. Dickens Cider, 27. Holes on Parade, 18. Trouser Trout, 14. Bill Cigars, 12. The F-Word, 10. Jocelyn Elder, 7. Cowboy Dick's Ice Cream, 6. Donald Duck Feels Good, 5. Gay Square Dance, 4. Woody's in Memphis, 3. It's 16, 3. Little Bitty Diddy's got 3. That's going. Condoleezza, we just put it on there. It's already got 3. That's going to zoom up there. You'll see. Bobby Brown, 1. The Abortion Shuffle, 1. And none yet for Casey Kasem cursing, but screw him. 20 before 11 at 560 QAM.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
It stinks in Miami town.
Absolutely.
At 560 WQAM.
I'm Casey Kasem coming to you live from Hollywood with another edition of America's Bottom 40. Brought to you by the Oxy 5 Company's newest acne medication, Oxymoron 5, for pimple-free teenagers. And so it goes. They're going to have to be a little quicker on the tape, boys.
That's a good joke.
We've got the worst songs in America, and we're counting them down. Record stores are selling them. For some unknown reason, you're buying them, and I'm using them as coasters. First, let's review the top 3 songs on the charts. At number 3, Guns N' Roses is singing Sweet Child of Mine. Well, if I had a child around the house today, I'd have these 4 words for lead guitarist Slash and his cohorts. Stay the hell away. At number 2, Huey Lewis says, there ain't no living in a perfect world. And especially not for you, Huey, since you don't speak proper English. And at number 1, George Michael sings, he's got a monkey on his back. Well, I would imagine it's getting a little crowded back there, George. But then again, you probably don't mind. And by the way, George, there are these remarkable shaving instruments called razors. Buy one and lose that silly-ass earring. Other songs on the charts, the band Johnny Hates Jazz with I Want to Be a Hero is moving down on the charts, and deservedly so. Apparently, Johnny also hates music. I don't think hero status is imminent, Johnny, so get a real job. And there is a song I like, Rod Stewart's newest release, Forever Young. And for a moment, I thought it was a song about me, forever hung. And now it's time for a long-distance dedication. It comes to us from a listener in Pasadena, California, who writes, Dear Casey, I'm 16 years old, president of my class, I'm 6'2", I have blonde hair, weigh 175 pounds, and stars quarterback for my high school team. But Casey, I have a problem. The girls simply will not leave me alone. It seems as though all they want me for is my good looks and my excellent physique. Why can't they just like me as a friend? Treat me as a person instead of some sex object. And quit hitting upon me all the time. Casey, do you have any suggestions? Signed, Todd. Well, here's my answer. Dear Flaming Homo.
How do you like that? We got all the way through that fine Bob and Tom bit without one, not even close. Didn't have to reach for it. That was shocking.
It was refreshing.
I heard some faxes, and I got some good ones on here. It says foul-mouthed dolphins. That don't even count that because we haven't been able to play that for years.
A long time ago, right?
Right. And between her thighs. You can forget about that. That's one of Muff's favorite, by the way. He likes between her thighs. Says, just wondering. Forget about that. That's from Uncle Mel in Palm Beach. Say goodbye to those. Let's see. Prison Bitch. No, we can't play Prison Bitch no more. And Yellow Light. No, Boca Brian's going to have to redo that one. Mark that down on your list for Boca Brian.
I'll save the rich.
See, we can remedy some of these deals with the ones that are like homemade. Like, for example, We Got Him. We had to redo that.
Right.
What was it that he said in there?
Yeah.
That's right. It was about the Cheney thing. Oh, it was, yeah.
Right.
Something Muff likes. So anyway, Yellow Light. Now we'll redo that. Can't play those either. Prison Bitch. Get that on there right away, okay? That'll get a lot of votes. That's another Bob and Tom bit, but can't play that no more. No chance. No way, Jose. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I have another one for your list, I think.
Okay.
I hope I can say it. The Butt Bead song.
The what?
The Butt Bead song.
Oh, Butt Beads. Yeah, can't play that.
Oh, I know.
What a shame.
I'll miss it.
And me too. Wow,
yeah,
that's okay. Okay. Just nip that in the butt, bud. Wow. Now come on.
Don't do it.
No. Well, that's as much of it as you're ever going to hear. Let's put it that way. A little something for old time's sake. Well, we're sure going to have a big list here. I knew we would. We can do like I said, we'll do this once a week. How's that?
Okay.
And then, like, at the end of a couple of months, we'll take the top 5 from each week, and then we'll, have a runoff. That'll kill a good day. I'm not seeing any response yet from on my email, which is really distressing, although it's been just a little over an hour. Eric getting in touch with Scott. I know Scott, the guy that called before, has got a good point. He's probably got 80 million emails. Everybody's got ideas. He's got a lot of, bigger fish to fry than us. But it would seem to me that when somebody is offering to raise thousands of dollars to promote this thing and really kickstart this thing and get it in action nationwide, that probably would be something I would pay attention to. So come on, Scott, get with it. Somebody tap him on the shoulder and say, get with it, son. And I also don't see any email on there from the unctuous Norma Kent, who for some strange reason, he's probably still sleeping, He's a man of leisure now that he got his $25 million for selling that fag newspaper. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Yes, pretty good, sir.
Can I say that? Hey,
Today you can say it. Monday, maybe not.
Right. What about the Fat Rosie? Can you still play that?
The what?
Fat Rosie O'Donnell tune you guys do?
Well, let's listen to it and we'll see. We'll listen together. How's that?
All right.
Thanks, Pally.
You have a good one. Bye.
You too. Fat Rosie, is that what it's called? Fat Rosie?
Fat Ass Rosie.
Oh, Fat Ass Rosie. Well, we can still say ass a lot.
Today.
Well, I mean, once in a while. Now, Monday, maybe they might ask us not to say it. Here we go. We can't play those Ann Coulter bits. Oh, wait a minute. How come we don't have those on there? Now, what's that one called with the pastrami? What's that one? Ann Coulter?
Ann Coulter's Rancid.
Oh, yeah. Ann Coulter's Rancid. Can't say that. It rhymes with patch. And there's another Ann Coulter one that we also can't play. It's just called Ann Coulter.
It's just called Ann Coulter.
Ann Coulter. So get those two on there, please. Speaking of obnoxious.
Oh, Fat Ass Rosie, please go away. Find a new way to attack a buffet. Go home and eat your ho-hos till you explode. Just like your fat churning lady.
Oh, here's a good one. Greg in Lauderhill says, playing bagpipes, is that okay? Oh, sure, Greg.
You just have to buy 2 seats on a plane. Spinning your fingers that have yellow stain from Cheetos. Can't see your toes. Past your piggy poo nose. Proud to be fat, disgusting, and pasty. Oi! You make the shut-in women smile. They like a gal who's fat and sassy. Big smelly fat, so repulsive and vile. Your body cheese smells like a crapper. After it was occupied by Ed Asner. Need a shoehorn to get into your car, 'cause you're too oink and squeal, oink and squeal, oink and squeal, fat lady, living with your loverless teen, slobbering and snorting a tree between her knees, mashed potato yeast, smells fishy to me, Lapping up a tuna that's moist and tasty. Hey.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got the I can't even say those letters together, can I? I can't even get an answer on that. Damn, I got that out of there. I was right on top of it. Now, anyway, for Greg and Lauderhill.
Hi there, boys and girls.
Yeah. Oh, right. There are 55 chances you're going to ever hear that one again, and they all say the same thing. No, none and much less than none.
Can we even say chanter?
I don't think so. You can say canter is an Eddie and Ida canter because that's old time, old farts. Can't play farting sounds, but we can say old farts. Oh, this is so pathetic. Maybe now, after this show today, maybe the show is going to serve a purpose, as Flipper would say, and that is that it'll finally convince these people out there, the doubting Thomases and Sallys and Janes, that we're not funning with this. This is no fun at all. And that you ain't seen nothing yet. They don't get it. And the main reason for that being that the mainstream media, they're like avoiding, especially the TV talking head networks, they're avoiding this. I mean, once in a while you'll see a picture of Howard's on there for a second, or some other, 10 seconds of this. That's it. Doesn't affect them, because they're beyond this. They're holier than thou. The Sofa King, 102. The I-95 full song has got 64. Fart Sound, 62. Dickens Cider, 32. Pulls on Parade, 20. Condoleezza Pleasa, 19. Bill Cigars, 16. Trouser Trout, 14. The F Word, the unctuous forbidden F Word, 11. Jocelyn Edwards has got 9. Donald Duck Feels Good, well, at least he used to anyway, 7. Cowboy Dick's Ice Cream has got 7. Gay Square Dance, 5. Woody's in Memphis, 3. Little Bitty Ditty rhymes with Walter Mitty, 3. It's 16, 3. Prison Bitch has already got 3. That's going to zoom up there, you'll see. Casey Kasem Cursing, 2. Abortion Shuffle, 1. No, it's not called Bagpipes. It's called Playing Bagpipes, which, they might know what that is, but let's get the name right. It is Playing Bagpipes. Yellow Light and Butt Beads and Ann Coulter and Between Her Thighs and got any yet on 386. Don't forget about Ann Coulter's Rancid on there too, okay? That's a good one. You know what else we won't be able to play?
I give up.
Fox News Heather.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
We'd really like to, but we won't. Although, I don't know. Should we listen to the bleeps on there? Is there anything else on there huh?
I don't know, just the nature of it, but...
Just the nature of it tends to be a little bit on the coarse side, if you ask me. Of course.
Live, and local. This is Sports Radio 560. UAM.
Well, it be the 12 to 1 hour on WQAM.
Tired of playing FCC, finds for me. Feeling so censored, my show is now sterile. Don't know what you expect me to be. Put under arrest next, take me off my show.
Shock jocks have got to go, that stern has got to go.
Every word that I say is under the microscope.
Don't know who's next to go, get in line or hit the road.
Right, become so bland, radio everywhere. It's become so bad, everything we hear. Becoming Howard Stern, and all I want to do is to be more dirty, but they'll fire me too.
Got some very good news coming up from Eric and Scott. It's a go.
Oh!
Ain't that very good news?
That's good news.
By the way, Susan.
All right. I had a chick named Kay. One day she flew away to Tijuana where the moon is blue. The moon is blue. But with our right-wing censorship, there are words that mustn't slip. To truly tell you how I feel for Kay. Let's feel for Kay. So, if you see Kay in Tijuana, I'll see you in Tijuana too. Now if you see Kay, tell her I miss her each day. And the FCC won't let me sing this song I wrote today. Now if you see transmission. I'll be out in 90 days. Oh,
If you CK in Tijuana.
oh, then I'll see you with Tijuana. Don't wanna go, but gotta see you with Tijuana, Joe.
See, Susan wanted to know, what about should you CK? No, we don't have to change that. And, see, the problem being you have to be fairly clever, just a little bit clever, to understand the nuances and the difference between. Can you find anything in that song that's, actionable?
Of course not.
No, not even close. And, in fact, I'll give you another one. Somebody asked me about this the other day. Well, what do you think about this one? No.
There was an old farmer who lived on a rock.
Right?
Right.
Not even close, because it requires using one's imagination to fill in the blanks, and, so far they haven't said, well, we think we know what you mean. Now, when we get to that, the thought police, that's when, you won't see me no more, you know what I mean?
That's tomorrow.
I'll wave to you across the border. A 72-year-old woman who described herself as a lifelong Catholic says a man identifying himself as a Monsignor from the Diocese of St. Petersburg threatened to excommunicate her after she was injured at a parish bingo game, according to a lawsuit filed this week in Pinellas Pasco Circuit Court over in Clearwater. Catherine Robert, whose last address according to county records is Pinellas Park, oh, poor baby, was attending a bingo game June 11th of last year at Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Pinellas Park when she was seriously injured as she left a stall in the women's tea room, the law states. 6 weeks later, the lawsuit says Robert received a phone call from an individual who identified himself as a Monsignor from the Chancery, who then threatened her with excommunication if she did not stop annoying them, and that he was tired of the child-related incidents. Whatever that means. The lawsuit gave no further details of what the caller was referring to. Because of the Monsignor's threat of excommunication, Robert was caused to receive severe emotional distress that has caused angina attacks and a series of minor strokes with a serious concern for a major stroke, the lawsuit said. Joe DeVito, general counsel for the diocese, said yesterday that Woodruff hasn't given him the name of the person who called Robert, nor whether the caller even has a name. Just father. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that always good enough?
Father.
Just father.
Father, could you help an old boy?
No.
I'm a Catholic.
Yeah, they don't necessarily have a name. Just call them.
Father.
Yeah. Oh, I think I'm losing my mind is what I'm doing, whatever little I had left. Oh, and speaking of that story, Corner Brook, Newfoundland. A Roman Catholic diocese in Newfoundland wants to settle with 36 men who suffered sexual abuse as altar boys between 1961 and 1989. The Supreme Court of Canada reaffirmed lower court rulings that the Diocese of St. George's is liable for these sexual assaults committed by Reverend Kevin Bennett. At least he had a name. But the court said it didn't have enough information to rule on whether the Greater Roman Catholic Church could be held liable. I can say that, first of all, I'm pleased that a determination has been made because it allows us now to proceed to the next step, Bishop Douglas Crosby told CBC Radio, The bishop said his diocese isn't rich, but they'll offer what they can. You know how many dollars?
About 30, man.
And that's for the whole bunch of them, by the way. Split it up. Have a good time. Go buy an ice cream cone. Don't forget George tomorrow. Join him 11 to 1 at Bill Seidel's Boulevard of Savings, located on Northwest 36th Street, just west of 27th Avenue in Miami. They have no idea who he is. They know speak it English, but you'll have a good time seeing George over there. He'll give you a list of all the words that you better stop saying real fast. You can win some QM chintzy prize, enjoy free food from our good friend Ira at Atlantic City Subs, and then right after that he'll be swinging on over to from 2 to 4 Lee Miles Transmission at 18313 South Dixie Highway. Stop by to spin the wheel and enjoy some fantastic food from Hooligan's Pub. Free, if you get there soon enough. Before they, as they say in China, hop it all up. Is that what they say in China?
They do.
5670560, pound 560 on the. I think what I'm going to need to do, it's a little bit, not a very manly thing to do, but get like one of those little nail files and file my finger down. Certainly not the one that, Simon Cowell was using on American Idol. File down my index finger to a really sharp point so that I can really get into this thing of doing the quick in these bits. I'm sure that some people in the building probably get really nervous like when we started playing that little bitty ditty, but hey, we did the job.
We diddied it.
We diddied it. We diddled it. WQAM, hello. Speak to us while we still have the license. Hello. Not there. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
I was wondering if you can still play chocolate malted balls.
What is it?
Chocolate malted balls.
Yeah, right. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hi, this is Scott. I thank you for everything you're doing about the FCC stuff.
This is Scott.
Yes.
How's it going, Scott? It's going great, isn't it?
It's going wonderful. And I couldn't be happier with your efforts. I was going to give you a call about a couple of other things, too.
Okay.
There's one F word that we're going to have to worry about soon. That's freedom.
Right.
That'll be the one they're going to try to ban next because we can't say anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And in closing, Eisner,
Oh, how sad.
I'm trying. It's a Friday afternoon at lunch. I'm just trying to eat.
Is this really Scott? No. Who is
Yes,
this?
it is. No, not your Scott. No, I'm a caller Scott.
Oh, caller Scott, get out of here. Oh. See, Scott wouldn't be calling on that line anyway. He calls on line 9, the real Scott.
Right.
Oh, so I'm glad he called, not really glad, but a little bit glad because I forgot the good news. And that is that Scott, he returned Eric's email and he's, all, for it. His, website can handle the additional traffic. So where I said it's a go. Let's do it, Eric. Let's do it. Don't you think?
Okay.
And there's still a couple of other things that Eric wants to find out, but nevertheless, starting next week, we'll put this whole thing together. We'll get an ad there in USA Today. We'll raise enough money to get some, promotion. And I think he has worded it so well. What I'll do over the weekend, I'll I'll take and put it together, but taken from what he's worded it here.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's done it so well. Fed up with the government deciding what you can watch, read, and listen to, yada, yada, yada. And all we need to do is just quote what he's saying there. And then they can sign the petition right on the ad, or they can log on to stopfcc.com. And then also I think it's a really good idea to include there the First Amendment, which we has on his page there, right? Just to remind people what the First Amendment says, since most Americans haven't got no idea what it means. Yeah, I got all excited. I thought that was like the real Scott, and it turns out to be some bonehead trying to be a minor league comedian. WQAM, hello.
Neil, how you doing?
Yes, sir, pretty good.
All I can tell you is I cannot believe that any human being on this earth can tell us that, or you guys, you can't say D-bag or S-bag?
Right.
How can they say that?
Very easy. Watch their lips move. Read the fine print.
Well, I got one more question for you. Can you put all those bits, like the Condoleezza stuff, on your website? Because some of that stuff.
Can you put $1 million in a bag and drop it off at the station?
In small bills, of course. Oh my God!
I'll take big ones.
Oh, brother. Okay, now I see line 9 is ringing. That could be the real Scott, but probably not. No, there's nobody on there, so it's also on.
Very good. You may continue.
Sports Radio 560, QAM.
anytime they see that we're lagging in the polls. They provide a headline that will lead you by the nose. You say, they said, is the one to get. Now they have only one dictator left. Don't worry about Saddam, we got him. Now we're all comfy and safe. You got him. He won't attack us no more. You got him. Praise much like Jesus. Who say 9/11 is what they got you to believe? Can't get any dumber than a one-party country. You believe what they say, like the gullible fool, as they use the state for their corporate tool of the election. All we got 'em, Bush has got his kings. We got 'em. Get down on your knees. We got 'em.
Every time I hear that, I just want to start goose stepping, you know what?
Yeah. Practice.
12:18 at 560 WQM. Anyway, this very jackass column, I'm glad that somebody, well, I guess somebody saw it in the paper, but the Herald website is just like the rest of the newspaper. It is pure unadulterated crap. I did a search on Barry Jackass, couldn't find it today. And I thought, how come Barry don't have any article in today? Maybe his name isn't on this thing. I don't know. I'm sure it is. And then I just scrolled through where it says check all the sports stories for today, which is where I usually find Barry, because they don't like to admit that he really works there.
Okay.
But I just wanted to read this again for anybody who missed it the first time, because it is so shocking and amazing. It's astonishing. The QAM Brain Trust. WQAM General Mangler Greg Reed said the station is close to extending its Dolphin contract through 2006.
Absolutely.
The current deal runs through next season. Also, Reed says he's considering former overnight host Joe Costello's bid for reinstatement. Reed fired Costello and Mark Eisenberg after a station employee discovered internet pictures of them with naked women in WQM's studio.
All of these things.
Eisenberg has not applied for reinstatement, Reed said. On another matter, Reed said he's still exploring whether the station has a realistic chance of acquiring Howard Stern's morning show, which WQM believes is contractually tied to Clear Channel's Big 106, even though the station is no longer carrying it. Go for it, baby. Can you imagine the lead-in we'd have?
Yeah.
Big. For the 2 or 3 days before they had to take this show off the air?
Hey, that's all we need.
Okay. I mean, the less said about that whole deal, the better. I mean, this man must be, he makes Rush look like a piker, you know what? Can you imagine the pills that he's popping? Remember that Broadway play, Pills Are Poppin'?
No.
Here's a fact it says from Jim, who's really chronic. I don't suppose you can play Saddam Hussein as a mother, anymore. No, we can't. Well, I don't know. How are the bleeps in that?
They're good, which means bad.
Oh, so we ain't playing that no more?
I don't think
so. Well, he can redo that, though.
Right.
But it says we can still play the slightly muzzled We Got Him. That's why I just play that just for you, Jim. We can still play it, especially where we have those, the drum beats, the whole deal. I love it. The boots, the goose steps, the whole ball of wax. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. With all the censorship, which of Neil's comedy bits, or songs, or sounds, or whatever, will you miss the most? The Sofa King, 110. I mean, we could play a little bit of that. Right?
Very little.
Listen to me. This is Stan Beinstein.
Okay. Well, it's a little of it. The I-95 whole song, 72. Fart Sound, 71. Dickens Cider, 37. Condoleezza's got
about 30, man.
Bill Cigars, 22. Holes on Parade, 20. The F-Word, 16. Trouser Trout, 15. God forbid. Jocelyn Elders, 12. Prison Bitch is up to 10 already. Donald Duck Feels Good, 10. At least he used to. Playing Bagpipes, 10. Cowboy Dick's Ice Cream, 8. Gay Square Dance, 8. 6. Woody's in Memphis, 3. Little Bitty Ditty, 3. Sure is pretty. Casey Kasem Cursing, 3. It's 16's got 3. Between Her Thighs has got 2. Duff likes that one a lot. Can we play a little bit of that?
A little. Go ahead.
Yeah.
She looked like a lady. Walked like a lady.
I'm not so sure we can't play that, you know what?
All right, well.
I mean, it's got that funny sound in it where the bleep is supposed to be.
Yeah, it's funny.
Dude, I'll do it during the break. I don't want to have to, dump again. I mean, well, no, I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. I'll have to use my own bad judgment, okay? Because that's one of Muff's favorites. Abortion Shuffle 1, Ann's Rancid 1. We still haven't, oh yeah, I see the Ann Coulter one's got 2. I'm skipping around here. Yellow Light and Butt Beads don't have any yet. 479. Fox News Heather got 1. Big one. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. It's such an unhappy day, man. It's so sad. It's like kissing a lot of our good friends goodbye. Bye-bye. Be nice to farewell, good friends. Oh, raspberry. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Love you, man. I got one for your Pope.
Okay.
What about if you see...
I just got through playing that, man. I just got through playing that. If you see K in Tijuana, there's no problem with that. Did we just get through playing that this hour?
We just played
just only moments ago, unless my Alzheimer's kicking in. Used to love you too, Pally. WQAM, hello.
Hey, what about Barney Takes a Dump?
No chance.
No chance.
In fact, Barney's plugged up for the rest of his life, man.
You know, I feel like I'm in middle school when
right.
I used to listen to Two Live Crew, and you'd have it in your bedroom. You'd have the volume real low.
Right.
Making sure your parents didn't hear it.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly what this feels like right now.
Yeah, that's good. That's what the government wants you to feel like you're a little child again. That's correct. We're going through our second childhood.
Oh, jeez.
Exactly.
Have a great day, Neil.
Okay, see you in the sandbox, Pally.
All righty.
Did he say 2 Live Crew?
Yes,
oh, no.
They so dirty.
Oi!
Sitting at home watching Dwight Lauderdale, talking about how bums are stealing 95's guardrail, when suddenly, with a bulletin to dish up, onto the screen came his partner, Ann Bishop. She said, this just in, to Eyewitness News. It's Governor Martinez and the 2 Live Crew will have more details coming up at 5:30. He pulled them from the stores, cause they so dirty.
Oh, they're so dirty. Oh, they're so dirty. Oh, they're so dirty. They curse all the time.
Absolutely.
Oh, they're so dirty. So dirty. Oh, they're so dirty. They curse all the time.
Bob had heard the album, and he was appalled. He said, thank you, Janet Reno. I'm glad that you called. We've got to take a stand against this dirty rhyme. Besides, it's really close to election time. His Broward judge friend said, I will not fail ya. We'll censor any mention of genitalia. They're selling sex to kids going through puberty. The 2 Live Crew, yeah, they so dirty.
Oh, they're so dirty. Oh, they're so dirty. Oh, they're so dirty. They curse all the time. Oh, they're so dirty. So dirty. Oh, they're so dirty. They curse all the time.
He kicked rapper butt to show he had guts, though most of the people said, this guy is a putz. He rid the land of that noise pollution, even though it went against the Constitution. And what did Luke do during all of this jive? Sold 10,000 more copies at $12.95. He bought a brand new Mercedes. It's really pretty, driving it to the bank, cause he's so dirty.
Oh, they're so dirty. Oh, they're so dirty. Oh, they're so dirty. They curse all the time.
All right.
Oh, they're so dirty. So dirty. Oh, they're so dirty. They curse all the time.
What an embarrassment. What a joke. Well said, Humper. Don't forget the Hebrew Hammer at 4 this afternoon from the NASDAQ 100 tennis tournament right after the Mad Dog. That thing about, what's that website again with the contributions?
Oh, I forgot.
I wrote it down somewhere. Oh, don't say that. I got it on my list up here. What is it? It's, one moment, please. Fundrace.org. Fund, F-U-N-D, fundrace.org. And you can go on there. It's amazing. You can just put in your own zip code where you live and see if any of your neighbors donated to any political candidates and to whom they donated and how much. Really amazing thing. 27 past noon at 560 WQM. Spring into savings right now and save like never before on a great new car or truck from our good friends at Armstrong's Toyota of Homestead. You'll find them on US 1, 20 minutes south of the 836. Armstrong's Toyota of Homestead is worth the drive no matter where the hell you live because they're going to save you so much money, thousands and thousands literally, on great new Toyotas. Check out these great lease prices. An 04 Camry or 4Runner for just $269 a month for 48 months. How about an 04 Highlander, just $309 a month? Need a truck? How about an 04 Toyota Tundra, the safest truck in America, just $179 a month for 48 months? These are just some of the savings going on right now at Armstrong's Toyota of Homestead. And now with those toll increases for people using cash on the turnpike, Armstrong's will give you a free sun pass when you buy your new car or truck from them. General Manager David Fat Rich and his staff will do whatever it takes to put you in a great new Toyota today. Experience the Armstrong Toyota of Homestead difference. Locally owned and operated, they're committed to make you a happy camper 100%. Their service department's open weeknights late till 8 to make sure they get your service work done and done right too. Easy to get there. They're at US 1 and 293rd Street in Homestead. Just 20 simple, easy darn minutes south of the 836. So do yourself a big favor. Quit wasting time at those mega dealers or car giants who always seem to overpromise and underdeliver. Call David Rich, the GM at Armstrong's Toyota of Homestead. Call 305-242-3247. That's 305-242-3247. Drive a lot and save a Schmidt load on that great new Toyota at Armstrong's Toyota of Homestead.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
They play down the hall.
That's power!
Power 96. What garbage. The kids today don't know what's good. Like that song, I'm happy I live in a split-level head. You remember that? How can you... Listen. I'm happy I live in a split-level head. I'm happy I live in a split-level head. You don't remember that?
No.
Why am I surrounded by morons?
Come on, Howie.
Don't you call me Howie. I've had enough insubordination from you, pal.
No.
You shut up, fatso! Okay, that's it! You're all fired! You fat, stupid boob! You listen to me! You're fired! Guilty that goes for you, too! You know who I am? I'm the king of paradise! I came down here after losing my job. To be a big fish in a little pond. When they kicked me off ESPN, they told me don't come back again. I had some problems with wise guys who advised I move to paradise. Florida. Fired. That McNeil ain't no Louis IX. That guy was funny. You're all fired. And I hope that kid Guzzler dies. I hope he dies!
Well, I think that was enough of that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I beg your pardon?
There we are, dancing along, singing a song.
Did we all hit the button at the same time?
I'm still hitting it.
Oh, good. Hit it again.
Hit it again, Sham.
Oh, brother. I'm just sitting here, tapping my toe.
Mm-hmm.
And wow. There's just something in every, and the other one I checked during the break, between her thighs, you won't hear that no more either.
Nope.
Well, that interesting sound they used in there is cute, but there's a little problem with that is part of the word is in there on each occasion.
Off.
Just a little tiny part of the word is not so good. Let's see. Pete the chronic old board op, who's just desperately in need of a life.
I have no life.
Says, does this mean the Jeb Bush, Jim Manis, and Geldy bits are cut? And, of course, the ones he's talking about, since this is only claim to fame.
Jeb Bush, I them out!
No, because you did such, or whoever put the bleeps in did a great job. Was that George? Yes.
Not me. No, that was a phone bleep. The caller, who I dare not mention because it's one of our chronics, supposedly. At least he takes credit for it.
Pete.
No, not that one. That one's supposed to be that Greg and Sunrise or whatever.
Oh, no, that's not. Who is it?
What's his name?
No, you're thinking about the one. Huh?
That guy from...
No, that was the Don Shula one. You're getting all
That's right.
confused. Now, let's see. Do we dare give that a try? To see if we can still play
I think
that?
they were both good.
Oh.
Don Shula, I f***ing...
Oh! Yeah, it's not in there. Is it?
It sounded good to me.
I mean, if you use your imagination, we know what he said. But see, it's not a question of whether you know what we said or not. It's a question whether the bleep was sufficient to make everything kosher. You do understand. The whole world is becoming orthodox now, according to the government and the FCC. Everything has to be kosher. But the ones that Pete the Chronic Board-Off sent are just fine. You know what I mean?
Oh, we're fine.
Exactly. But if we play them too often, we'll be fined. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT. You know, we ought to really have him, your good close friend. And Nick from, is the Young and Horny. Dan
Right,
Stewart.
Dan Stewart, we cut
Yeah.
that.
Oh, we're finding it. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
I speak with Neil.
Speaking.
Neil.
Yes, I am.
What's going on, man?
Same
I
old
got a
crap.
couple of old ones for you.
Okay.
Cat fell in the well.
Oh, yeah, right.
That one's still all right?
No chance.
Oh, man.
And I'm glad you said cat. That was very good.
And the other one was, I don't know what you call it, but it was the commercial for cheese.
Don't forget the cheese.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, I don't think we
don't
can
put
do
that
that
in
anymore
there
because
yet.
it refers to a sexual act.
Oh.
Damn, but two good ones. Thanks, Pally.
Thanks.
And Sig Heil. Let's see, don't forget the cheese.
Right.
We could play part of it, I guess, huh?
I guess.
Just to refresh the audience, because we haven't played that I haven't played it anyway in a long, long time.
The American Cheese Council reminds you that everything tastes better with cheese.
And that's about as far as we need to go. Don't forget the cheese. That's the name of that. And then the other one that he just said was, what?
In the well.
Oh, yeah, in the well. That's going to get a lot of votes. They ain't playing that no more. And if people in the audience are wondering, well, what do you mean? It's like that. That's how it starts, and that's how it ends now. Oh, brother. So when I try to tell you that like 60, 70, 80% of what we got in here is now long gone, I was not exaggerating. But Norma Kent, man, she's worried about baseball games. How are the Marlins going to do this season? What about the Dodgers, huh? Be a real man and go to the baseball games, Neil. No, I won't. Will not. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. WQAM, hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to talk to Neil.
Speaking.
Neil?
Yep.
I'd like to say a few things to the American public out there. Number one, the war on terror will never be won. The war on drugs will never be won. And the war on prostitution will never be won.
Yeah.
We have to get our head out of the sand. We have to need a politician in there that uses some common sense. Problems in America can be solved, but we have to start with mandatory sterilization.
Right, amen. Now you're stealing my line.
That's your line. I know I've been listening to you for
Absolutely correct, sir.
Yep.
Mandatory sterilization.
Forced sterilization, baby. You
we
got
have to.
Right.
Thank you, Neil.
And you're welcome. I'll start working on it right now. You know where we start with that? Georgia.
All right.
What are you laughing about? What are you snickering about there, man? That's the no laughing matter. Start in Georgia.
Sure.
And then we work Tennessee,
South Carolina, North Florida,
Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana,
Texas, Oklahoma,
Kentucky,
Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Nebraska, Utah, and what'd I leave out? That's a good start. I think we got pretty much covered.
We'll take
forced sterilization. In fact, forced sterilization in all the red states. Right?
All right.
All the red states. I mean, the red baiting, the Joe McCarthy, there's a great parallel here that I can smell. The Red Scare. Well, the Red Scare is back. It's all them. And I'm going to tell you something about that fundrace.org. I checked that out just for fun. I mean, Wayne Huizinga, big surprise, you know. Donated $2,000 to Bush. And there were a few surprises on there, like Shula donated to Bobby Graham, which I mean, it's public record, so it's not a secret. But man, when I saw all the Jewish names of people donating money to George W. Bush, you know what I said?
Oi!
Among many other things, which I certainly can't say no more. Are you people crazy or what?
Yes, you am.
farmer who lived on a rock. He sat in the meadow just shaking his fist at some boys who were down by the creek. Their feet in the water, their hands on their marbles and playthings, and at 4:30 there came a young lady. She looked like a pretty young creature. She sat on the grass. She pulled up her dress and she showed them her ruffles and laces and white fluffy duck. She said she was learning a new way to bring up her children so they would not spit, while the boys in the barnyard were shoveling refuse and litter from yesterday's hunt, while the girl in the meadow was rubbing her eyes at the fellow down by the dock. He looked like a man with a sizable home in the country with a big fence out front. If he asked her politely, she'd show him her little pet dog who was subject to fits. And maybe she'd let him grab hold of her small tender hands with a movement so quick. And then she'd bend over and suck on his candy so tasty made of butterscotch. And then he spread whipped cream all over her cookies that she had left out on her shelf. If you think this is dirty, you can go yourself.
All right. Excellent bleep there at the end. In fact, the word ain't there, which is the new deal.
Right.
Not just a word just can't even be there. Like, maybe you think it's there, but it's not there. Just your imagination. Look at this. Wait till you see this. You are gonna, I swear, strap yourself in right now.
All right, let me get the tape.
And I'm not talking about what's on TV either.
High-tech Sandia, I think you worked there, didn't you, Irving?
Oh, there's your president in action, baby. Wow, what a shock. And let me say it again as I go through that list and see these yidlach that are supporting this bozo, man. What are you people thinking? Of course, they're the ones with the big bucks, you know. They like those tax breaks for the rich. I'm making pretty good bucks, I'll guarantee you that. And I'd be more than happy to give those tax breaks back. We get rid of this bozo. Bye-bye, bozo. Oh, I'm out of paper in my fax machine, George.
Oh, want me to play music?
Yeah. Although, because the guy was printing this thing out. Although I think this is it. Michael Jackson to address the Black Caucus.
Okay.
When you hear this, you aren't going to know whether to scream or cry. I mean, if this is what we've come to, man, then there ain't no hope for America. It was looking pretty bleak until I read this. Washington. This is from UPI. Pop star Michael Jackson plans to visit Washington, D.C. next week to share his views on world affairs with members of the Congressional Black Caucus.
Oh, my gosh.
Jackson, who was recently indicted on child molestation charges, requested a meeting with a 38-member group to discuss his humanitarian efforts, including his work to help Africa fight its AIDS epidemic, the Roll Call newspaper reported yesterday. Not just a little PR here, do you think? Like that big party he had, the big bash he threw at Neverland, the day that he got busted? Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Representative William Lacey Clay, Democrat of Missouri, whom the paper identifies as a proponent of the visit, says Jackson should be welcomed by the members of the Congressional Black Caucus. It's good we show our support to Michael Jackson, Clay said. He gives so much of himself monetarily and through his talent. Jackson has reportedly backed CBC efforts for many years. He's pleaded innocent to 7 counts of committing lewd or lascivious acts upon a child under 14 and 2 counts of administering an intoxicating agent, booze, to a child. Wow, 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 wow. The Congressional Black Caucus. This is the best you can do is Michael motorcycle? Holy cow, that's pathetic. Is that pathetic or what?
Want a lollipop, little boy?
See what I mean?
Pea cow cake.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wireless line. Here's my message to all you people out there. Live your lives, enjoy it while you can. 'Cause all the rest is bullshit. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? I got one for you, Paul.
Okay.
You used to have a caller back that was calling.
Yeah, I know. We used to, but not anymore.
Well, even Josh
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Pretty good.
everybody thinks that Janet Jackson was the worm-turning incident. I think it was when Fox News Heather called you and said some folks don't like what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
The other thing is, you know when Vladimir Putin, he started jailing people and arresting people who were not... on ABC News right before the election, they had a story on Russian radio, and they had everything's owned by Putin and his group except for one radio guy who looked like Ted Kaczynski and the guy who the Israelis just blew up. It's amazing. They had one there. He's the only guy that doesn't have that Putin doesn't have control of. It's one station left.
Yeah.
And one guy, they had an interview with him just sitting there.
Hey, well, that's one better than we got.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the Neil Rogerski of Russia or something. But you got to hang in there, man. You're the last hope here.
I'm hanging. From a distance, by the way, you'll notice. I'm hanging.
But Fox News Heather's thing is the one that really broke the camel's back, I think.
No, I don't think so.
Thanks.
But I'll take all the credit for it. Have a great day, pal.
Thank you.
Oh, the power of Neil, you know?
Oh, God.
No. Now, this thing you just faxed to me about animal services in Florida and this, why did you send this to me?
For what it's worth, I don't know. Just whatever.
I don't understand this about the jackrabbits and
Jane
Bender.
Chopped up some rabbits in front of the students, and she
Oh
into the
God!
story.
You're right. This is worth the
Baby
story.
rabbits.
I don't believe this story though.
Okay.
Well, no, it was on MSNBC.
Came on a fax.
It said it was on MSNBC. It's got to be for real. It was, she thought, an unpleasant but realistic lesson to her agriculture students at Plant City High School in Florida. I'm not going to use the name. Sometimes animals are born without the strength to survive. Sometimes really it's in their best interest to, as they say on the farm, put them down. Probably not, however, using a shovel and doing it in front of the class, especially not when the animals in question are day-old rabbits. And it's got her name. But I don't know. I'm a little dubious. Do you think she knew Catherine Harris? The ag teacher with a spotless personnel record of
about 30, man.
years is under review for having chopped up a pair of newborn sickly rabbits with a shovel as her class looked on. The rabbits had apparently been rejected by their mother. Students say Bender first tried to get the students to bury the bunnies alive. I don't believe this story. But the kids refused. Offering to bottle feed the newborns, Bender instead killed them. One student promptly threw up. Ryan Harold, a student who witnessed the bunny killing, said, "At first I cried. After that I was angry that she did it because she didn't have to do it in front of us. This makes Bubba the Love Sponge look like a good Samaritan." Her only comment thus far is that she made a bad decision. The Hillsborough County Animal Services in Florida filed charges against this person, which carries penalties totaling $620 but no jail time. She has the choice either to pay the fine or appear in court on May 5th. It is so grotesque and so gruesome that it's probably true. Oh, my goodness. If anybody else has got that from any other website anywhere, it says it aired on MSNBC Monday night. And, of course, how many people watch MSNBC?
About 30, man.
So, that was in Plant City High School in Tampa. Woo! And, of course, that fits right in, with Tampa.
Sure.
You know what we say? Tampa.
Ooh, nice.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you can't play that other drop anymore.
Oh, yeah, I can, but I'd have to, do two things at once. I can't do that. With all the censorship, which of Neil's comedy bits or songs or sounds or anything else would you miss the most? Sofa King, 122. You remember the old Sofa King?
Sure.
In fact, I remember the Sofa Queen. 122 said that one. The I-95 whole song, 79. Fart sound, 78. 78 say those fart sounds, we liked it. Not no mo. Maybe an occasional raspberry. See, that was a raspberry. Dick Insider, 41. Condoleezza, please, 41. Go away, Condoleezza. Don't go away, man. Just go away, please. Bill Cigars, 26. Holes on Parade, 25. Prison Bitch, 25. The F Word, 22. No chance. Playing Bagpipes, 21. The Old Trouser Trout, 16. Jocelyn Elders, 13. Donald Duck Feels Good, 11. Cowboy Dick's Ice Cream, 8. Gay Square Dance, 7. Ann's Rancid, 7. Casey Kasem Cursing, 6. Ann Coulter, 4. She's obscene. Woody's Memphis, 4. It's 16, 3. Between Her Thighs, 3. Little Bitty Ditty, I sure thought that song was pretty. It's got 3. Barney Takes a Dump 3, Abortion Shuffle 2, Bobby Brown, he's going downtown too. In the Wells got 1, Fox News Heather 1, and none yet for Butt Beads, Yellow Light, or don't forget the cheese. And whatever you do under the present circumstances, don't cut it either. You know, I think that's got to be next. You notice how they start, everything starts with one area, just like the indecency business. Now they're really seriously going to try to put it on cable and satellite. And it's the same thing with the fart sounds. First it starts over the air, fart sounds not permitted, no se permisi aquí. And then it's going to be in the supermarket, and then in your home. Just like with the anti-smoking nuts, same thing. Oh, he farted in the house? How many times?
About 30, man.
$500,000 apiece. You owe us $15 billion. Whatever that comes out to. WQAM, hello.
And then in your home.
QAM, yes, sir.
Question. What if you were able to show your bosses that your revenue will go down by switching to their new format?
Our bosses, no, this guy don't get it. It's got nothing to do with our bosses. It's the federal government, sir. Don't you understand their new format? See, this guy must have been reading too much of Tom Jicker's column last Saturday. Which, again, thanks for the help, Tom, but, get it right next time, please. It's not a QAM decision. It's a attorney decision based on the dictates, if I can say that, of the FCC, of your federal government in action. And contrary to what that guy before was talking crap, it was the Janet Jackson flat that just opened a little crack in that door, and they ramrodded their way right in. That was the opening they were waiting for. So not only do we find Justin Tinkerbell and Janet Jackson revolting and disgusting and grotesque, but thanks a lot for burning the First Amendment. Did a hell of a job.
Business sector of this country and...
Yeah, get out of here. Get lost. Take a hike. Go back to a Crawford. 1256 at 560 WQAM.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Hi, all my favorite Republicans. This is Matt Drudge, and it's time for the... Excuse me, I'm floating. It's time once again for the Neil Rogers...
1 to 2.
Hour.
A long, long time ago, it was 1900, and Jesse Helms was just a lad of 9.
Yes.
And no one knew what was in store. Just ended the Spanish-American War, so they partied like it was 1899. There were events that made you shiver, but there were times we did deliver a promise that was kept with that famous one small step. I can't remember each event or everything that man did invent. A century we will present, and this is how it went. My, how the time it did fly. Since it started, some departed, many tears we did cry. For the century, it's time that we say goodbye. It all happened in the blink of an eye. 100 years have gone by. It all started when two guys were right, when they put an airplane into flight, and the start of radio. Sigmund Freud had his mom to thank, and quantum theory and Max Planck, and the Titanic, that story we all know. Well, World War I, it soon began with shooting Archduke Francis Ferdinand. Millions died from the flu, and plastic, it was brand new. And then Russia had its revolution. Panama connected both of the oceans. Monopolies we won't see again. 100 years gone by, and we were singing, my, how the time it did fly. Since it started, some departed, many tears we did cry. For the century, it's time that we say goodbye. It all happened in the blink of an eye. 100 years have gone by. Albert had his relativity. They mass-produced the new Model T, and Lindbergh landed near Paris. Then some moldy bread gave penicillin, Wall Street and the Great Depression, and women would vote like you and me. And Germany's chancellor was sworn in, and World War II would soon begin. Made Europe sovereign land. The Project Manhattan, evolution trial in Tennessee. We caught our first look at TV. Then the day that lives in infamy. 100 years gone by. And we were singing, my, how the time it did fly. Since it started, some departed, many tears we did cry. For the century, it's time that we say goodbye. It all happened in the blink of an eye. 100 years have gone by. Franklin, Winston, they will soon be winning, starting with the D-Day invasion. But at what an appalling cost. In Russia, no one did defrost. In Germany, they finally lost. Discovered the horrors of the Holocaust. Fat Man, Little Boy, Enola Gay changed the whole world on that very day. NATO had just begun, and China ruled by Mao Zedong. The first player in baseball that was black. Israel got their homeland back. Massachusetts elected Jack. 100 years gone by, and we were singing, my, how the time it did fly. Since it started, some departed, many tears we did cry. For the century, it's time that we say goodbye. It all happened in the blink of an eye. 100 years have gone by. Separate but equal made such a fuss. A grocer too tired went on the bus. Polio cured with a vaccine. Then Russia scared us big time with Sputnik. Our troops into Korea quick. Discovered the double helix scheme. Oh, JFK left us way too soon, but promised to get us all to the moon. Yuri is first in space. Yeah, the pill we did embrace. And the French 7 climbed into the night. Cuba's missiles gave us quite a fright. Southeast Asia is on new fight. 100 years gone by. And we were singing, my, how the years they did fly. Since it started, some departed, many tears we did cry. For the century, it's time that we say goodbye. It all happened in the blink of an eye. 100 years have gone by. Neil's giant step was the big news. Roe vs. Wade gave women right to choose. Nixon resigns about Watergate. Got the troops out of Vietnam. Had hostages taken by Iran. And a virus made us too scared to go date. A test tube babies held aloft. Some guy named Bill started Microsoft. Chernobyl explosion. The Berlin Wall gets broken. The USSR says goodbye. Some students in China, they did try. 7 died in the Florida sky. 100 100 years gone by, and they were singing, my, how the time it did fly. Since it started, some departed, many tears we did cry. For the century, it's time that we say goodbye. It all happened in the blink of an eye. 100 years have gone by. We were singing, my, how the time it did fly. Since it started, some departed, many tears we did cry. For the century, it's time that we say goodbye, 'cause 100 years have gone by.
Oh! Wow, I love that thing. Plus, it's long.
Yeah, I like it because of that.
109. The bad news is, you know that story about the wabbits?
It's true.
Oh, and guess what? Before you even sent me the facts, I looked it up online, Tampa Tribune. I got the whole story here. What kind of sick puppy? You know, here's another one's got to be on that poll right away, Josh. How come nobody has mentioned this one?
My anus!
Yeah. Right?
Right.
I mean, is there any question about that?
No.
No. My anus. In fact, that's the first thing I said when I heard about all these new regulations. My anus. And they said, your mama. A Plant City High School teacher faces fines and criticism after killing 2-day-old rabbits with a shovel as her stunned class looked on, authorities said this week. The veteran agricultural science teacher Jane Bender won't face criminal charges, and supporters say she used a humane method to humanize sickly rabbits that would have died anyway. You see, what I would have done was call like maybe a vet and had them come in and humanely put to sleep.
Right. Or
just walk away.
Investigators say Bender killed 2 rabbits and buried them in a field near the ag lab with 2 others from the same litter that had died. We feel that this person needs to be held accountable, said Hillsborough County Animal Services investigator Dennis McCullough, whose agency filed 2 civil counts of animal cruelty against Bender. It's just not what we want to teach people to do with injured or sick animals. Hillsborough County Sheriff's spokesman, Lieutenant Rod Reeder, said the litter of rabbits was born in her ag lab last month. 2 died at birth, and the mother rejected the other 2, pushing both out of the outdoor pen in the school's agricultural complex soon after they were born. One was found covered with fire ants, and the other was lying in a water trough. Oh, that's nice. Bender told investigators that on February 12th she asked one student to dig a hole and explained to the class that the rabbits couldn't survive after being rejected by their mother. She then placed all 4 in a hole and, in view of the class, killed the 2 live rabbits by dismembering them with a shovel. The rabbits were about the size of chicken eggs. It wasn't clear how close the students, who range in age from 15 to 18, were when Bender euthanized the animals. One student told investigators Bender asked the class members to help her bury the rabbits, but they refused. Bender told deputies none of the students asked to be excused, and none raised concerns the next day. She said if she had to do it over again, she probably would excuse the students from the process. Bender couldn't be reached for comment. The state attorney's office rejected any notion of filing criminal charges against her. They were 1 day old, in poor health, and she used a shovel, he said. Reader, it's a tough call. Some people would say these kids are taking this class, and this is part of the learning process. Oh, man. McCullough said Bender had options. She could have called us. We had to come out and pick them up. What compelled her to do this? I'll never know. The civil penalties are $620, $310 for each rabbit. The Hillsborough County School District is having a review of the case. District spokesman Mark Hart said he questioned why Bender didn't use a more humane way to dispose of the rabbits and why she did it where students could watch. A Plant City resident and former student of Bender said she's being railroaded for killing 2 baby rabbits that were suffering and stood little chance of survival. Right. Wow. Only in Tampa, baby. Like I said before, Tampa. Mugwumpsville. In fact, I got a call before about forced sterilization. What a great place to start. Oh! Tampa, Florida. Mugwumpville. Wow. Remember that week? How could you ever forget it?
Oh, I'll never forget it.
The WIOD week of shows from the WSUN studios in Tampa. Let me say it again. Tampa. Where even the human people have like orange hair. How many human people are there in Tampa?
About 30, man.
And then all the rest. 12 minutes after 1 at 560 WQM. Pompano Park Racing and Poker is having a free concert tomorrow night featuring the Beatles tribute band, The Cavern, and the Buddy Holly tribute band, Rave On. The free concert gets underway 7 o'clock tomorrow. Each group will be performing 2 sets during the night. Free admission, free general parking, just like every day at the track. Come and hear the great Beatles songs you love, live in concert with The Cavern's George Van Dyke as Paul McCartney. Rave On and their tribute to Buddy Holly will feature the hits Peggy Sue and It's So Easy to Fall in Love. But best of all is that the concert is totally free. This Saturday night sounds like tomorrow to me at Pompano Park Racing and Poker. Come for the free concert featuring the Beatle and Buddy Holly tribute bands. All free starting at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Easy to get to Pompano Park. It's just a half mile from both I-95 and the Turnpike. And best of all, the poker room is open from noon till midnight, and the live harness racing starts at 7:05 every day except Sunday and Tuesday. We got simulcasting every day, 7 days a week at the track, too. Pompano Park, a block south of Atlantic Boulevard on Powerline Road. For the current race schedule, call 954-972-2000 and go online if you like at PompanoPark.com. Don't forget, live post-time racing 7:05 tonight at Pompano Park. Say hi to Fat Rich, he said.
Local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Hello?
Hello, I was calling about the wabbits you have for sale in the paper.
Okay.
What kind of wabbits are they?
Okay, I have some lops,
Yeah?
and I have some lops, some spotted lops, and some solid colored lops.
Oh, wonderful.
And I have a straight-eared doe, and I have two dwarfs.
A widow dwarf?
They're small rabbits.
Oh, okay. We have a farm, and we like to play with the wabbits on a farm. You wouldn't happen to have any, little wabbit handcuffs?
Any what?
Little handcuffs for the wabbit?
Handcuffs?
Yes.
No, sir, I never heard of them. What,
Well, we use them when we hunt them on the farm. We like to hunt the wabbits. And we take them and nail them to a tree by their ears and then skin them alive.
Do what?
Hello?
No, if that's what you're going to do at these rabbits, sir, I couldn't say you a rabbit.
Well, we have a little game we play called All Wabbits Must Die.
No, sir, no, sir, no, sir. I wouldn't say you a rabbit for $50.
I like to hunt the wabbit.
Well, that's okay. You go out in the wild and you hunt rabbits, but these aren't for kill.
I'd like to put them in a little pen and then hunt them down unmercifully.
No, sir, I'm sorry. Couldn't say you a rabbit.
Sometimes we even spear them through the head with a rusty water.
I think that was in very poor taste, don't you?
Tasteless.
19 after 1 at 560 WQM. Don't forget, join George tomorrow, 11 to 1 at Bill Seidel's Boulevard of Savings, Northwest 36th Street, just west of 27th Avenue in Miami. Stop by to win some really chintzy prizes and enjoy free food, great stuff from Atlantic City Subs. And then George zips right on over to the other joint. And maybe smokes one on the way. 2 to 4 Lee Miles Transmission, 18313 South Dixie Highway. Stop by to spin the QM Veal and enjoy free food from Hooligan's Pub. Busy day for George tomorrow. Go by and say, hey, is all this stuff you guys are talking about really for real, or is it just to put on? I mean, when you tell me that, it makes my head hurt. Now, here's an article that everybody must read. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's much, much too long. David Korn, who's great in the nation, the 9/11 Bog. And it's on our website today. It's very long, and you read it in its entirety, please, pretty please, if you have an IQ larger than your thumbnail. I'll just read the beginning. He says, toward the end of the recent 2 days of hearings in the Independent 9/11 Commission, Kristen Breitweiser and Lori Van Auken, who each lost a husband in the horrific attacks, were near tears, not of grief, but of rage. They had much to be angry about as they and other 9/11 family members walked out of the hearings in protest. They were mad that National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice had refused to testify publicly. The White House had claimed that it would set a bad precedent and discourage future presidential aides from freely dispensing advice to the commander-in-chief, but in recent years, other presidential advisors, including Tom Ridge, had testified before Congress. And Rice had no problem appearing on several TV shows right before the hearings to talk about the Bush administration deliberations in order to slam Richard Clark, the former counterterrorism chief in the Clinton and early Bush administrations, who had released a book accusing Bush of neglecting al-Qaeda before 9/11 and undermining the fight against Osama Yamama with the war in Iraq. But for Breitweiser and Van Auken, there was reason to be upset beyond Rice's no-show. They were infuriated that much of the questioning of the Clinton and Bush officials who did testify, including Colin Powell, Madeleine Albright, Don Rumsfeld, and William Cohen, and George Tenet, and former National Security Advisor Sandy Berger, was disjointed, lame, or off-point. Much of it concerned Clark's book with Republican members of the commission, especially former Illinois Governor James Thompson, helping the White House by seeking to discredit Clark. We fought to have serious hearings about the issues of 9/11, Breitweiser said. Instead, we got a book review. This has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with why my husband and 3,000 people who aren't on this earth. I can't explain how hurtful this is, Van Auken noted. added rather, the occasional fact seeped out, a little bit of the truth, but we want to replace these hearings with hearings on 9/11. This is not a game. But to the partisan people, it's a game on both sides, not just the Republicans, on both sides. Kissy, 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 and we're gonna get you. In fact, now Republicans want a declassified former testimony by Richard Clark from 2002. They want to make it declassified so they can use it against him now. But they'll leave it up to the White House. So you figure out for yourself what's going to happen.
Okay.
It's the attack, baby. Let's see. Here's Mike says, can you still play Hunting Wabbits? Absolutely not. It would be a very poor taste. Also, yesterday, Joyce Kaufman was urging her listeners to go to stopfcc.com and put a link on her website. Joyce Kaufman's got a website? Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Thanks, Joyce, but who are you kidding?
Anybody can have a website.
Right. Now, what is this? Sergeant Dildo? What is that? Do we have a book called that?
Sure.
And what does it sound like?
Like that.
I'm real horny.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, get that one on the list right away. Oh, yeah, that's right. Big black guy named Ben.
Right.
What is it? Eisenkarlarm? Yeah, Eisenkarlarm. Won't hear that no more. But Ebonics, why wouldn't we be able to play that?
Mm.
Ebonics graduate? Either one of them. Ebonics graduate, and then the other one is just, how about Ebonics graduate? There's nothing wrong with this.
No.
I mean, let's face it, we still got a couple that can still play.
About 30, man.
I'd not say more like 10 or 15 would be right.
I took a course on Ebonics. They say the future be bright for me. Now I can't get no job. 'Cause I don't got no literacy. I was talking like an old Negro. Ebonics taught me how this way. Now I can't do nothing. But my heritage say that's okay. Change my name to Shufro. Drive a deuce and a quarter, ain't a Cadillac. I remember when I was stealing all the white man's cars, hanging outside the Belvedere bar, crying the blues about poverty. White devils got no job for me, and I thought Ebonics would give my life a chance. Now I got to go and sell more crack cocaine, 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 crack cocaine. Lordy, what a boring song. Ebonics makes me sound funny. Got nothing to do with literacy. Now I got to make more money. Labor pool sounds good to me. I got plenty of nothing. Ebonics ain't getting me anywhere. Maybe I'll mug an old white bitch, steal a purse and full of hair. Then I'm gonna take some money, buy a stereo and a Frigidaire. I remember when I was stealing all the white man's cars, hanging outside the Belvedere bar, crying the blues about poverty. White devils got no job for me, and I thought Ebonics would give my life a change. Now I got to go and sell more crack cocaine, crack cocaine, crack cocaine, crack cocaine, crack cocaine, crack cocaine, crack cocaine. Crack cocaine, 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 crack cocaine.
Oh!
All right. Come on, everybody.
Yo, look here, man.
We gonna play a game.
Say what?
We be flipping scripts around, and Ebonics be the name.
Yo, what you talking about?
You take a funky joke word and bust some skills to make it rhyme.
Gotta bust some skills?
Check out what I've been kicking.
What you talking about?
You have it down in no time.
Show up.
Skeezer.
Skeezer, skeezer, for Skeezer, for Manhattan, for Skeezer, street fight for Skeezer. Oh!
Skeezer. Let's be new homie.
Homie, homie, for homie, for Manhattan, for homie, street fight for homie.
Oh, homie. Yo. this be Anthony? Anthony, Anthony. Who that hoe?
All right.
Ho. You be bowling. Bowling. Now try your luck with Buck. Buck. The Ebonics game. The Ebonics game.
27 after 1. And look at this. I think it may be a coincidence, but maybe not. 681 votes on the poll of which bit you're going to miss the most. I noticed that butt beads and my anus both just got one.
No comment.
I've been telling you for years why you ought to do what I always do. Call Dial a Mattress when your old mattress is worn out. You need a new one. Call 1-800-MATTRESS because Dial a Mattress backs up everything they say in their advertising 500%. But their competitors, guess what? They still lie like crazy. When you see a mattress ad making outrageous claims, be sure to read the fine print because there are lots of lies in there. Here's an example. Big headline, half off price. But this only applies to a limited selection of items that you'd probably never choose anyway, and everything else is still full price. And they probably double the regular price first on that sale merchandise anyway. And you'll probably never be able to make a fair exchange if you don't like the mattress. But at Dial a Mattress, their ads have no tiny print, no disclaimers, no BS. When you call 1-800-MATTRESS, you'll see their prices are so low, other stores have to offer half-off sales just to compete. Dial a Mattress has no-risk 30-day comfort exchange policy.
About 30, man.
On all beds, including yours. And don't forget, when you call Dial a Mattress, 1-800-MATTRESS, you're getting a company ranked #1 in the universe in overall customer satisfaction. From Kendall to Stewart, Palm Beach to Fort Myers. And Dial a Mattress reminds you to read the fine print because they want you to know what you're buying, even if you decide not to buy from them. So what you'll be waiting for, do what all the smart people do. Just make one easy call and sit there. They'll be knocking on the door when it's convenient for you. Call 1-800-MATTRESS or log on to mattress.com. Dial a Mattress, 1-800-MATTRES, the honest way to get you a great new bed and a great night's sleep for years to come.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Oh, God, Neil.
Freedom's dead, let's bury our heads. Freedom's dead, let's bury our heads. This is the biggest crap I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Talk show hosts are fine when it's the government that's obscene.
Oh, we're fine.
Freedom's dead, let's bury our heads.
Rectum.
Freedom's dead, let's bury our heads.
No sex, no violence, no filth, no smut, no coarseness, no nothing. No nothing.
No kidding.
The great Mitch Lewis. He the best. 133 at 560 next to Boca Brian and KJ and who else? Guitar Man.
Right.
He's great.
Oi!
You're going to hear some bad news from me right now, mister.
Uh-oh.
This is going to be a shocker. You think the rabbit story was shocking. Wait till you hear this. Guess who split up?
Well, I know it's not Bennifer. That's old already.
Right. Now, this is brand new, although they have the same last name. Spelled different.
Oh, Tom and Penelope.
Oh, no.
You're gay.
Tom Cruise and Penelope Cruz have ended their 3-year relationship.
You're gay.
The couple who spent long periods apart while filming broke up at the end of January, and it's amicable, said Leanne DeVette, Cruz's sister and pubis's.
You're gay.
Robert Garlock, Cruz's spokesman, told People magazine that neither star is dating anyone else, and the two remain good friends.
You're gay.
In other words, she's not dating any guys, and he's not dating any women. But then again, Cruz, 41, starred in last year's The Last Samurai and appeared alongside Jamie Foxx in the upcoming Michael Mann-directed thriller Collateral.
You're gay.
Cruz, 29, appeared in last year's Gothica, that's Penelope, and the recently released Italian film Non ti muovere, Don't Move. Non ti muovere. I should be able to do better than that.
Come on, do it again.
Non ti muovere. She is to star alongside Charlize Theron in the upcoming Head of the Clouds, and I got news for her. She ain't no Charlize Theron. No way.
Ugly, big honker.
Right. Ooh, just a mousy looking piece. Garlock said Cruz had not become a Scientologist like Cruz with the IUSC, but has taken church courses and she's found them beneficial. He said Tommy's religion was not involved in the split.
You're gay.
Maybe that's what might have had something to do with it. Cruz and Cruz met on the set of the 2001 film Vanilla Sky.
You're gay.
Wow. More stuff that nobody cares about. You know, where's this from? It's from CNN, from AP, Associated Press. Freedom of speech is dead. Here's John Kerry saying a thing or two.
America deserves that debate.
Amen. Nice going, John. You go, boy. You're a little weak, but you go.
Now, all of you know that
he just got off the set of the Munsters.
Are not just about dollars and decimals. They're about choices.
Okay, whatever you say. He's scaring me, okay? He really scares me because I don't know. I sure hope I'm pulling the best for him, best that I can. Oh, and there's another great story on our website today. Well, there's a lot of them, like always. Thanks, Eric. Elizabeth Cheney deferment baby, how Dick Cheney dodged the Vietnam draft. Have you read that?
Yes.
You'll love it. You will absolutely love it. The dedicated students of obstetrics will observe that Elizabeth Cheney's birthday falls precisely 9 months and 2 days after the Selective Service publicly revoked its policy of not drafting childless husbands. This would seem to indicate that the Cheneys, though doubtless planning to have children sometime, were seized with an untamable passion the moment Dick Cheney became vulnerable to the Vietnam draft and acted on it. How do you like that? Who says government policy can't affect human behavior? Man, oh man, what a bunch of hypocrites. When they talk about chicken hawks, man, they know what they're talking about. Bunch of AWOL cowards, never served a day, who are busy sacrificing the lives of hundreds and thousands of innocent people. But that's okay. Don't get started again. Don't get all whipped up. 5670560. Like that guy told me 28 years ago, keep it light, Neil. Yeah. Keep it light. Keep it light. Of course, he's dead now. He's keeping it light. How about Parliament Light? Can we play that? We'll check it.
Why not?
WQAM, hello.
Hi.
Oh boy, oh boy. Well, I thought we'd get through the whole day. You know, that one there, you need to start getting the old files out again. Not interested. Not welcome on this program, okay, retardo? Not interested. Get the Prozac out, stick it where the moon don't shine, and get lost. Go away. Don't go away mad, just go away. Otherwise, there's going to be a little tapping on your door very soon again. And I don't think you want to go through all of that again. Although, we'd be more than delighted to help. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, may I speak with Neil?
Speaking.
Neil.
Yes, I am.
What is the outrage of this country? This president makes jokes and fun about WMDs in the White House.
Right.
And people are laughing and joking about it.
Yeah, well, not anymore. There must be 100 articles today just ripping him a new ass for that whole performance of his.
Well, President Nixon was impeached simply for lying.
Right.
The president's lies caused the death of 600 Americans.
And thousands of Iraqis, too, and I'm not talking about soldiers that we were
but
fighting.
Of course, the Iraqis don't count, and not to mention the hundreds of billions of dollars.
Right.
This is outrageous.
This man, sir, there's an easy way to describe it. He's got blood on his hands, lots of it, okay? And no matter how much he washes, he can't wash it away. And the question is, will the American people wake up and see it? That's the question. And have a great day. Now, he's right. Absolutely correct. I don't understand it. I was watching him before. I wasn't listening to the audio. I mean, it's too close to lunchtime for me.
You understand
but, I mean, huh?
You understand it.
Yeah.
Where there's no sense, there's no feeling.
Right. There he goes. You know, one of my favorite, but a good one, though. Where there's no sense, there's no feeling. Or here's another good one that I borrow from one of my former friends at Michigan State. When in question or in doubt, run in circles, scream and shout. Right. That's the American effing way. I'm so proud of the way I did that.
Very good. Nice pause.
Oh. Wow. I don't know. I don't know what it takes. I look at him and I say to myself, how can anybody take this man seriously? Other than the fact that he's so dangerous. D&D, dumb and dangerous. And of course, he's just a puppet anyway. We all know that. The neocons, Wolfowitz and Richard Pearl and Cheney.
Sock puppet.
And Scooter Libby. This whole bunch of right-wing nutcases. You see, I'm going to say it again. I know that it'll fall on deaf ears, preaching to the choir. But once upon a time, not that long ago, you don't have to be an old fart like me to remember the day, back in the day, when people on the way off on the right-wing extreme on the fringes, like these people, like this crowd, they were considered extremists, like nobody took them seriously. The religious nuts, the fundamentalists, the Jerry Falwells and the Pat Robertsons and all these, crazy Bible-thumping right-wing nuts, they've taken over the country. They created a bloodless coup right in front of your nose, right in Florida, right in broad daylight. Let us in! Let us in, and of course with the cooperation and assistance of their right-wing Supreme Court, led by Antonin Scalia and the big puffin token Clarence Thomas. They just stole it right in broad daylight. And the American public says, what time can we see Janet Jackson do that on the Super Bowl again?
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. UAM.
Hey, Paulie, 17 degrees, baby, 63 Fahrenheit here.
Don't like all the Harper. Every time I see that retarded dimwit on my TV. He's President Trump. Republican muscled in, an inarticulate idiot. I don't know why they would want this guy, but now he's here. We're screwed the next 4 years with President Dumb.
Absolutely.
Oh, what I can do, count votes once more and get who we all voted for. Lips thrumming, stupid beat. Mindless, drunk, and rich kid. He's even dumber than me. He's President Dumb. You don't care what it took. You got him in by hook or crook. The Christian right knows what's best for you and I, but have no fear. We've got a great leader here. With President Dumb.
Competitive for them as they are. We will demand that our trading partners play by the rules that they've agreed to and show them that America...
Let him have it, John, okay? Boy, he's looking bad. 146 at 560 WQAM. Jimmy Breslin is one of my favorite people in the world, who writes that great column in Newsday, which is almost always on our website. I got to read this. It's on there today. This is from yesterday's Newsday. Jimmy Breslin writes, and this starts in quotes, "Good morning, I'm George Tenet, and I'm the head of the Central Intelligence Agency, and Breslin is listening to voices in the Senate hearing room, and I pick out a Queen's voice, which is where Tenet is from, and this is what I heard. The Central Intelligence Agency is the central place for the whole intelligence community, and it is not a place where everybody lives and has the same lawns. It's a community of people who are on the payroll of intelligence agencies, of which there's nothing better because it's a top government job with benefits and cars and good big vacations. Listen to what Jamie Gorelick says about me yesterday at the big hearings in Washington. People in 2 administrations call him George because they like him so much. That's right, they like me and I like my job. 2 administrations? Watch my smoke, I'm going for 4. How can you blame me for not knowing that we're going to blow up the World Trade Center in Manhattan? Some people call this a failure of intelligence. Maybe somebody loses in the attack and would say that. I do not. I said that I've done a wonderful job, and I should stay at it. The 2 presidents I worked for could have done a better job. I worked hard. Maybe I didn't know Bin Laden had 19 people ready to commit suicide and fly into the Trade Center. That doesn't mean I wasn't doing my job as head of the CIA. All of us at the hearings for the last 2 days down here told you how good they were. You didn't hear Colin Powell call me a name, and I didn't call him one either. He said he had done a good job. William Cohen also said he was good. Not one bad word to say about Madeleine Albright, and she told us how wonderful she was. Don Rumsfeld acted like he was great. Rumsfeld is America's Department of Defense, who didn't defend us. He said he had done a darn good job. The reason we all liked each other at these hearings was that we've all have jobs down here. These hearings may be serious to the press and the people, but you can't make anybody lose a job. That's the most important thing in Washington, D.C. Nobody should lose a job. No plumber ever fought for a job as hard as Don Rumsfeld does for his. Look at his record. Good Lord, he goes way back to working for Nixon and Ford. And you know how long ago that was? Rumsfeld was with the first Bush, and now he's with this Bush. And if you have a third, he'll likely be there early. If you put a time clock in an office to humiliate people and make them quit Washington, D.C., that Kachunk you hear every morning is Don Rumsfeld clocking in. Lovely, says Jimmy Breslin. We get bombed in New York and there are thousands dead and mangled, and we have a wedding mass the Saturday after the attack, and there's a groom at the mass but no bride because she's in the sky. And not one of these people in Washington, D.C., they're these colossal failures as much as loses a job. Then yesterday in the hearing room was Richard Clark. He was the counterterrorism chief for Clinton and Bush. He's already out of a job, but he's got a big book out now, so he's not hurting. But he did say one thing that nobody on a government intelligence payroll ever did. He started his testimony by saying he was wrong. He addressed the families of the victims who got killed in the Trade Center, a few of them sitting behind him. He said he was glad to have this forum so I can apologize. Your government failed you and I failed you. We tried hard, but that doesn't matter because we failed. He had committed a felony in Washington government. How can you admit you're wrong? How do you say that to the public? I'm wrong? What, are you crazy? The public is wrong, not the government. To be fair about this, because jobs could be at stake here, Tenet, Rumsfeld, and everybody else were baffled at the beginning of the Bush administration because Bush didn't go to work very often. When Bush did come back from his vacations, he didn't make terrorism the main thing on his mind. For the first 8 months, terrorism was important, but not an urgent issue, Clark said. Now Clark says that in January 2001, he sent Condi Rice, Bush's new national security advisor, a note urgently asking for a big committee meeting about Osama bin Laden. Her answer was that Clark's terrorist group should report to a deputy commissioner, not the principal, Rice. She said, you should not request a meeting with principals, Clark said the other day. He said this sidetracked any talk about Osama bin Laden for months. Over in the White House, Miss Condi Rice watched him on television. They don't let her out to be asked questions by a committee. She let out some shriek. Of course that's what they're all doing about Clark right now, because some people on the 9/11 committee were saying after lunch yesterday he was hurting them, and with good reason. Clark was right, and they were wrong. Yesterday, Ms. Rice had a press conference in the White House, and she called Clark scurrilous and wrong and 55 other bad things. At day's end, there was only Lee Hamilton, a former congressman and a constant professional, asking, why couldn't we protect the people? They didn't protest, and we lost a lot of people. Jimmy Breslin, yesterday's Newsday. Pretty sad, pretty tragic, as the American people sits back going, like that. And the smear, and, just the fact that they're doing a smear campaign on Clark to the extent that they're doing now, I mean, anybody who's too stupid to see through that has got to be a,
moron.
Right. See, there's something good coming from the fact we had to get all those fart sounds off the bottom bank on there. Because now we got
moron
and a whole bunch of other good stuff.
All of these things.
Yeah.
We'll
and then,
oh my God, with some good, clean quality.
Right, exactly. And then, of course, the South Florida theme song.
I have no life.
Can't say it no better myself. Mad Dog coming up at 2. We got the Humper at 4 from that tennis stuff. Don't forget, we got the Carolina Hurricanes and the Carolina Panthers Monday Night Hockey football.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
You drudge packing?
Boy, that Norma Kent, man, what a weakling, huh? Lose my number, Norma. Go find a good number for yourself.
We're down in Jamaica in the Caribbean. They got the best herb that you ever seen.
All right.
Ask anybody in that neighborhood. They tell you this the country where the ganja be good. Rastaman has some he want to sell, and from a mile away you can detect the smell of smoke.
Oh, thanks, Phil. How about the
smoke, ganja,
head
smoke,
shampoo? Won't
smoke.
hear that no more.
No.
He light up the spliff and toke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. The ganja be good. You can carry lots of herb in the gunny sack. Smoke it every day until your lungs turn black. With all the money that we have made, Jamaica doesn't need any foreign aid. American tourists come here and say, got nothing like this in the USA. They smoke, smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. They light up the spliff and toke. They begin to cough and choke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. The ganja be good. Mama tell her son you are a Rasta man. You like to smoke the giant spliff whenever you can. Many people coming here from miles around to buy the herb from you by the ounce and the pound.
Rastaman say to her, Mama, you're right. The ganja be good tonight. And then they smoke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. They light up the spliff and choke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. The ganja be good.
All right.
Yeah, man.
158 Mad Dog at 2 and the Humper at 4. And then we got some hockey crap. Don't we have? Oh, no, we don't have any hockey game tonight. That's tomorrow night. We got Inside the Batter's Box at 6:50 and the Penn State and Miami Hurricane baseball at Marklight Stadium at 7:10. Phil in Mudgate reminds us Head Shampoo, Bob and Tom, a classic. How could we forget that?
Really long too.
I beg your pardon? Yes. Oh, it's good though. It's great. It's amusing. It's very funny. Is it really dirty? No. But of course, Head Shampoo. Just the name itself should tell you we can't do that no more. With all the censorship going on, which of Neil's comedy bits or songs will you miss most now? Every day the list keeps expanding and growing. You can't say this and you can't do that and you can't smell this and you can't even think about it. Wait till the thought police get going, man. You're all in deep crap. In fact, I'm going to say, let's say it a lot, crap, because they'll take that away. It's just a matter of time. Crap.
Big O at 2.
I beg your pardon, the big O?
Oh!
Is it 2? Where's the Mad Dog? Maybe he's raising more money for a Bob Graham. Anyway, Sofa King, 151. Won't hear that no more. The I-95 whole song, 91. We can't even say A, believe it or not. Can't even do that. Fart Sounds, 86. Condoleezza, 58. Please, a Condoleezza, get lost. Dickens Cider, 51. Prison Bitch, 45. That's criminal. Oh, Plain Bagpipes, 41. Bill Cigars, 37. Pulls on Parade has got
about 30, man.
The F-word 27, Trouser Trout 17, Jocelyn Elder 16, Donald Duck Feels Good 16, Cowboy Dick's Ice Cream 10, won't get no more of that. Gay Square Dance 9, Between Her Thighs 9, Ann Coulter's got 8, Ann's Rancid 8, and on it goes from there. Well, we'll do the best we can. We're going to be in touch with Scott at stopfcc.com over the weekend. We'll get the ball rolling. We'll get on top of it. The Big O is next for the Mad Dog, so nothing's perfect.
Bye. The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
The hockey is dirty.
Man, what a loser.